what is the total face point value of all of the tiles in Scrabble? Add it up. 215-263-WMMR. That is a number. And our first caller is Andy. So we are going to go to Andy. Good morning, Andy.
Good morning. Lick that ass.
Okay, that's a need.
All right, Andy, what is the total face point value of all the tiles in Scrabble?
187.
Lick that ass. Yeah, hang on a second.
You know the old saying, Kath?
Yeah, lick that ass. Andy got a pair of tickets for the Philly Burger Brawl, which is Sunday, October 23rd, Xfinity Live. And you can enjoy unlimited samples of burgers from over 60 of the area's leading restaurants and chefs, plus live music and activities all day. And tickets are on sale now. You can go to WMMR.com, use the keyword burger. Proceeds benefit both the Philly Parks and Rec At-Risk Teen Initiative and the School District of Philadelphia's after-school programming.
I wonder if they get that over at like NPR.
Yeah, lick that ass.
I don't think so.
All right, so
Lick that ass.
let's go into some entertainment stories. In a cover story for The Cut, released on Monday, Meghan Markle announced that she is planning on returning to Instagram after previously deactivating her accounts due to some bullying.
I am so excited.
She said, "I'm getting back on Instagram." The interviewer added that her eyes were alight and devilish as she said this.
It's exciting.
When Markle got engaged to Prince Harry in 2017, she had to give up control of her social media accounts along with opening her own mail and other everyday activities. She said it was just a big adjustment.
She getting back on OnlyFans?
A huge adjustment to go from that kind of autonomy to a different life. And the Suits actress added that there was literally a structure when it came to sharing photos of her kids. She said, "Why would I give the very people that are calling my children the N-word a photo of my child before I can share it with the people that love my child?" She asked. You tell me how that makes sense, and then I'll play that game.
Does she need to be on social media?
I guess she wants to be on social media.
Okay, look
I
at
don't
the
know.
outlet she has.
Markle added that she's still healing when it comes to everything that happened with the royal family.
She should do some Twitch gaming, I think. That'd be cool, right?
Yeah. Amber Heard's sister, Whitney Heard, is speaking out against MTV for featuring Johnny Depp as part of this year's Video Music Awards. Depp made a surprise appearance as the moon person during the ceremony Sunday night as pre-recorded videos of the Pirates of the Caribbean actor were shown throughout the program. Depp had jokingly said, "Hey, you know what? I need the work," as his reason for taking the gig. Now, Whitney called out the network following the event, posting her Instagram story. She wrote, MTV, you're disgusting and clearly desperate. I really hope that none of the people that made this call have daughters." And she put hashtag DVMAs.
Double vag.
That's what I was thinking. She superimposed the D in front of D, the D in front of VMAs to signify domestic violence. And included a graphic of her sister in the post. So,
Yeah, I mean, listen, they've been celebrating Chris Brown forever and ever, you know?
Right.
He's been, you know,
He
beaten on
slapped
Rihanna.
Yeah.
yeah, but here's the deal. This case went in his favor.
I know. No, I know that.
So it's a different story.
Right.
Yeah. During a comedy set in Phoenix over the weekend, Chris Rock reportedly shared that he turned down an opportunity to host the Academy Awards in 2023. Rock had said going back to the Oscars would be like returning to a crime scene, as Will Smith infamously slapped a comedian, of course, during the award show. He made a joke comparing a return to the Oscars to the late Nicole Brown Simpson going back to the restaurant where her mother had left a pair of glasses the night that she died. He also referenced Smith's role as Muhammad Ali, and he said, "Hey, he's bigger than me. The state of Nevada would not sanction a fight between me and Will Smith," reportedly said.
Right.
Yeah.
He hasn't really fully addressed the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I assume that'll be part of some special that he's probably working on.
You would think so.
Yeah.
You would think so. So, yeah, he has yet to really open up about what he thought about it that night.
Will Smith tried.
Yeah, so it's going to, eventually it's going to come to that, but we'll see when that happens. Well, it's no secret that Kim Kardashian faced a world of criticism for her "get your effing ass up and work" comments a while back. The new trailer for the second season of The Kardashians, released on Monday, shows that Kim was mortified by the public response. The Skims co-founder says to her sister, Chloe, in the clip while riding in the backseat of a car, "You saw all the backlash on the Variety interview." And Chloe's response is straight to the point. It says, "No one sympathizes with you."
Oh, she's so right. Chloe looks, I don't even know what the hell's going on there. I don't even know. She looks nothing like of all of them, an incredibly dramatic change. Well, outside of Caitlin, obviously.
I wasn't looking at the video clip that you just saw, so could you describe it for me?
Yeah, well, she looks literally like nothing that she used to look just a few years ago.
They're
Really?
just like,
Completely
It's gotten
changed.
even worse.
It's so much worse.
Yeah.
Or better, depending on your take.
yeah, like sometimes I look at them, I'm like, what? It's a whole different person.
Yeah.
If you have to go into your own living room and say, I don't think we've met.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think in 30 years it's going to get to like Donatella Versace
Oh, yeah.
level?
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Or even reel it back a little bit, like Joan Rivers, you
Yes.
know, to that. I have to believe so.
So, Preston, what's or Kathy, what's the state of the art as far as, because as these plastic surgeries start to age over time, you've seen them.
They droop and
they don't quite look right.
Age,
Yeah,
even
you
though
still
you've
age,
had
right.
it,
Yeah.
you still age, and then that you continue to have it. That's
Yep.
the problem.
Yes.
And eventually, it's
You end up looking like that cat Bride of
Yeah.
Wildenstein.
Yeah.
What about like I'm not Joan Rivers.
She's dead.
No. Jane Fonda. Because it looks to me like Jane Fonda's actually done a pretty good job. She obviously has had a lot. She's open about it, but
She did say she regretted it, though.
Well, okay, but
Yeah.
I'm just talking about looks. I think
Hers
that-
is less dramatic as that, you know, like that Donatella
Yeah.
Versace. Oh,
The cat look,
way
right.
too
depends on
much.
how much you get. You know what I
Right.
mean? She maybe got something that was, significant, but didn't go overboard
Right.
like some
Yeah.
of these people.
But what
do.
about Kris Jenner? How old is she? And
Yeah,
she looks
does.
good.
She does look good. You're right.
Who?
You just have to do something that
The
makes
mom.
sense.
The mommy.
mom.
Oh, Kris Jenner.
Yeah.
The momager.
Cool. So Chloe's.
Jesus.
By the way, Kim.
Case, I wonder if she didn't start later than her,
You don't think she started
teenage
later?
kids.
She comes from a lot of money. Well, I don't know. She comes, but
She was married to
she's married to Richard, or not Richard,
Robert Kardashian.
Is it Rob? Oh, either way. So she was the Beverly Hills mom.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she started early.
Okay, we're looking at
wow.
before and after pictures of Kris Jenner, who, by the way, I find Kris Jenner attractive.
Yeah.
But looking at these before and after, way different.
Big difference, right?
Look at the nose.
She's getting like the flappy mouth, like where it just like opens up.
Flappy mouth. That's what I used to call her.
It's just like a line across her mouth. Like with
Hey, flappy mouth.
cheekbones. Look at the cheekbones.
It's disgusting,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like
It's Terrence and Phillip.
Terrence and Phillip.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's what it is. It's just it's a slice straight across the bottom third of the face.
I don't think it was the cosmetic surgery. I think she eats at the Cheesecake Factory a lot.
Nick, you had an age on her, right?
Oh, yes.
Momager?
The momager is sorry, Case. She is 66.
Oh.
Her eyebrows look great though.
They're on point. They're sleek.
Her eyebrows are definitely on point.
So Kim had said, responding to Chloe saying no one sympathizes with you, she said, "I'm mortified."
I'm mortified as well.
No, this is Kim. Oh, and so Chloe's jumping in.
Yeah, I'm in this as well.
And Kim said, and I do understand why people were upset.
It's about being empathetic.
By the way, Courtney and Travis Barker prepare for their wedding in Italy. This is the, in this this teaser.
So exciting.
And Kylie opens up about struggling with postpartum depression in the trailer as well. "I should really be happy right now. I just had this new baby, but I cried nonstop for like 3 weeks," she said. Season 2 is set to premiere on Hulu September 22nd.
Do we have any streaming numbers on season 1? Was it a success?
Don't know. Yeah, don't know. I'm sure it was. Yeah.
Well, we hope, right? Because we're really pulling for him.
Bedford 2.0 returned to Los Angeles on Monday after honeymooning in Italy for the last week. The pair could be seen getting off their private jet at the Los Angeles International Airport wearing color-matching casual attire and aviator sunglasses.
Do you color coordinate with their show when you go out? Of
course.
Wear matching jumpsuits and all that stuff?
Affleck, by the way, stopped for a cigarette before they headed home in a black SUV.
Still a smoker?
Yes.
Do you have a match?
You will.
By the way, I was thinking about this. When you see, actors like him smoking in the movies, they can make it look very interesting and desirable and
Desirable, yeah.
cool.
So, yeah.
But when they're smoking in public, for real, it's like,
It's jarring.
ew.
I don't like it.
It just looks gross.
I'm sorry, Ben Affleck. I'm not kissing that mouth.
During their second honeymoon, the newlyweds enjoyed a shopping spree in Milan, and we're
They
seen
needed a shopping spree.
kissing in Lake Como. Hollywood Life reports that Affleck was spotted spoon-feeding Lopez during a romantic meal in Como over the weekend.
By the way,
Well, listen, if they're happy,
Finish your dinner. Eat the food.
they're in another honeymoon period. That's okay.
yeah.
It is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Lake Como's very lovely. It's close to where George Clooney lives with them all.
How big of a lake is that?
It's pretty goddamn big.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a pretty big lake.
It's not
If
like
you saw the movie Casino Royale, that's featured in that, and of course in the Star Wars movies, in
Okay.
Phantom Menace. Yeah.
It's about the size of Lake Harmony.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's
All
big. It's a large lake.
There's a lot of fish in that lake.
So let's see. Bradley Cooper and Arena Shayk have reunited for a beach vacation. Ooh. Yeah, the former couple split after 4 years together, and they share a 5-year-old daughter, Leah, as well. But in a photo shared from the getaway, Cooper can be seen shirtless alongside her as they fill up a container of water for 2 pigs.
Is this now? Are they reuniting the way Ben Affleck and J-Lo are?
I've not heard those words as of
Is
yet.
love springing eternal? In this case, he looks like he's back in shape.
It might just be co-parenting.
Yeah. Did he reach out to any of you guys yesterday wishing you a happy anniversary? Because I think it was 10 years ago yesterday we had him in studio.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear from him.
I didn't either, but I
He's
had
on
my phone
vacation
turned
right
off.
now, so
Yeah.
he probably
Wouldn't expect it.
It probably,
And he's got the pigs.
skipped his mind. Yeah, he's got the pigs.
I
to
did
tend
watch
to as well.
Licorice Pizza over the weekend.
What'd you think?
Oh my! It's a weird Paul Thomas Anderson movie. But I've been thinking about it since I watched it, and he plays John Peters. Steve.
Yes, the former love interest of Barbara Streisand
Right.
and movie producer.
And that guy, John Peters, produced A Star Is Born.
Right.
And Bradley Cooper was in A Star Is Born, the later version of
Okay.
it. It's an interesting movie.
When did it get interesting? Because I gave up on it like a half hour in.
About the time the pizza came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, right when they introduced the licorice pizza at the very end, it comes to life.
When they started folding the boxes.
I mean, look, it's Paul Thomas Anderson. So if you
Yeah.
like that style of filmmaking, you'll like the movie. But the star of it, is Philip Seymour Hoffman's son, and looks just like Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, wow.
And the girl is from Haim, right?
Haim, yeah, she's one of the Haim sisters.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Her other 2 sisters play her sisters in the movie, and her parents play her parents in the movie. So I don't know. Give it a shot. See what you think.
Okay. People reports that Sopranos actor Robert Lupone passed away on Saturday. He was 76 years old after a 3-year battle with pancreatic cancer.
It's the curse of the Sopranos, Preston.
MCC Theater, which Lupone co-founded, confirmed the news via Instagram. He had played Tony Soprano's neighbor, Dr. Bruce Cusimano, on The Sopranos. He appeared on Sex and the City and Guiding Light and All My Children, so he's a soap opera guy. The theater co-founders had wrote of the late actor. Bob was a force and advocate, complex in the richest ways, overflowing with youthful enthusiasm and deeply wise. As he looked into our souls, he was our best friend.
So how many Sopranos cast members died in the past year?
Been a few.
Yeah.
There have been a few. I mean, so the older guys definitely have gone, but yeah, there's been 2 that I remember for sure. I thought this year
Big.
alone.
Tony
Big Pussy,
Sirico.
right? Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Pussy's still alive.
Flappy lips.
No.
Happy lips. No, that's Chris Jenner.
Oh, Christina.
No, Tony Sirico passed away, and he played Jesus.
No, he didn't play
played Jesus?
No,
Man.
There's no way.
I
Jesus
want you
wasn't
to
even
meet
part of that.
someone.
Makes
I'm
no
gonna tell you
sense.
something. This guy's dad is God.
No way.
No, I can't think.
Whatever you do, don't stare at the holes in his hands.
Paulie Walnuts?
Thank you.
Okay. Was I right?
Yes.
Oh my God, I didn't even watch it.
Nick was so wrong about the whole Jesus
He knew one
thing.
name from the show. He went with it.
Yeah, I went with it.
Yeah.
But I think Pussy's still alive.
Okay. It'll always be alive.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone, you all know Jesus.
All right, moving on.
Oh, Jesus.
Get him a table up front.
E! News reports that a new Dolly Parton Christmas special was announced by NBC on Monday, titled Dolly Parton's Mountain Music Christmas. The TV event will feature Dolly in the lead role alongside Tom Everett Scott and
Vin Diesel?
and a guest star and Angela Parker. Guest stars will include Jimmy Fallon, Miley Cyrus, Willie Nelson, Billy Ray Cyrus, Jimmy Allen, and Zach Williams.
So it's like a variety show.
I guess so.
Okay, because he's done a few holiday scripted movies like the Coat of Many Colors and all that stuff with Ricky Schroeder.
Fallon took to Instagram on Monday to share behind-the-scenes snapshot. He said, I never need an excuse to hang out with Dolly Parton and eat some Tennessee barbecue, but this trip was extra special. I'm so excited to kick off the holidays at Dollywood for Dolly Parton's Mountain Magic Christmas this holiday season on NBC.
We need to go to Dollywood.
We do.
Nobody in Florida wants us. Maybe Dollywood would
Maybe they'll take us, yeah. Hey, the long-awaited third Beverly Hills Cop sequel has recruited 2 more to the force. Entertainment Weekly has confirmed that Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Taylor Page have joined Eddie Murphy for Netflix's upcoming movie, which will now be called Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley. Details on who Gordon-Levitt and Page will be playing are being kept under wraps for now. But they're wondering if his character's last name might be Rosewood, which was Billy's last name, Judge Reinhold in the original. Well, in both of them, the first 2.
The first one I enjoyed. Second one, it was okay.
The first one I loved.
Yeah.
The second one was Murphy first starred in 1984 in the film, 2 sequels in 1987 and 1994, and production on the third sequel has already begun.
Brigitte Nielsen was in the second one, right?
Yes, she was.
Today.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You're my tower of power.
Yeah, at the time she and Stallone were together, probably.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mark Malloy is now attached to direct the Will Beal script. Along with starring as Foley, Murphy is also producing the film with Jerry Bruckheimer and Chad Oman.
I wonder if this is a direct-to-Amazon thing, the way Coming to
It's
America.
Netflix.
Oh, it's Netflix?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I apologize for not having the Beverly Hills Cop theme. I don't own that in my. I don't have it in my.
We need to get it, right?
We don't have Axel F?
No, we do not have
Harold
Axel F.
Faltermeyer?
Nope. We have the Fletch theme, which is very similar, but
Yeah.
we don't have Axel
different movie.
F. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Eddie, Paramount has taken legal action against a company that set up a pop-up restaurant inspired by an eatery in Coming to America. In the lawsuit filed in the recently established Copyright Claims Board, Paramount accused JMC Pop-Ups LLC of publicly performing, cheating, reproducing, and displaying the work of Coming to America. Now, in the film, of course, Akeem travels with his friend Simi to the U.S. for an arranged marriage. He takes a job at McDowell's restaurant where he falls in love with the owner's daughter. Lawsuit mirrors a running gag in the film where McDowell's co-owner Cleo McDowell complains and worries about potential legal action from McDonald's over his restaurant's striking similarity to the Golden Arches.
Are those guys local?
Yes.
They are, right?
Okay.
We talked to them.
I believe so.
Yeah.
JMC World Tour, the restaurant around JMC would tour the restaurant around several U.S. cities, with Paramount first citing an offending imitator in New Jersey in February this year. The film company also said that there were McDowell's Pop-Ups in Springfield, Virginia, near Washington, D.C., and Cherry Hill in May and June. Paramount argued that despite repeated negotiations and requests to terminate the restaurant, JMC went ahead, causing irreparable harm. Lawsuit stated JMC misused Paramount Pictures' intellectual property to deceive parents and children into believing that the infringement restaurant is affiliated with or authorized by Paramount Pictures. And they also said, to make matters worse, the quality of the food is in serious question, as consumers have reported feeling discomfort after eating there.
Well, that's a problem. I thought the idea was clever. I mean, they did one. Were they the ones that did the recent one for It's Always Sunny?
I think so.
Yeah, they've done a few of them.
So.
The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the idea, but my question always from the beginning was, how are you doing this?
Asked by the Washingtonian in March if there was a potential trademark issue, restaurant owner Joe McCullough said, I'm not a lawyer, but I have lawyers. I guess I don't want to get into legal and end up in trouble in your article. Citing the idea of a fan-made parody through his conversation with the Washingtonian, he said, we don't touch Coming to America. We more focus on the McDowell's aspect, the parody of McDonald's. Paramount seeking $30,000 in damages.
It's not that much.
Well, it's the maximum allowed by the court.
All right.
And for JMC to cover the production company's legal fees, but they are trying to make that happen. Let me see. Do I have time for one more?
Go for it.
Hang on a second here. I want to see which one I want to pass along. How about this one? Continue with Paramount. This is actually from last week. I didn't get a chance to get to it, but Paramount Pictures is getting ready to revisit Ferris Bueller's Day Off. A spinoff of John Hughes' beloved teen comedy is in the works at the studio, with the creators of Cobra Kai producing it.
Well, that's interesting.
Titled Sam and Victor's Day Off. The film is a side story that focuses on the titular characters on the same day as Ferris, Cameron, and Sloane skipped school in the 86 flick. In the original film, Sam and Victor were the valets who took Cameron's father's red Ferrari on a joyride.
That's great.
The characters went unnamed in the original film and were portrayed by Richard Edson and the late Larry Flash Jenkins.
That was Gummy, right? From the Fletch movie. That one of the valet guys also played Gummy in Fletch, yeah.
That's right.
He had more lines in Fletch than he did in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yes. He was the informant.
Yeah.
Or he was the kid on the beach, essentially.
He was helping out Fat Sam.
Yeah. John Hurwitz, Hayden Schlossberg, and Josh Held, who created another expansion of Karate Kid series, Cobra Kai, are on board for this. The film would be the first spinoff of one of Hughes's directorial efforts, which were almost always standalone projects.
This is pretty interesting. Absolutely. They had a John Hughes marathon on A&E over the weekend, and a movie that I was never that enamored of. I kind of ended up liking a little bit more, Uncle Buck.
Oh, yeah. I never got into that either, but it's got moments.
It does have moments. Yeah.
Oh, my God. You just made me think of that deep fake of Sylvester Stallone's face on Macaulay Culkin in the scene where they're having rapid fire conversations back and forth. When we take a break, I have to watch that.
Yeah, it's great.
It's just the best. Oh, my God. So, anyhow, and then now I'm thinking of the Step Brothers one, too.
It's up right now.
Stallone and Arnold. Okay, all right. We need to do the clips now.
Yes.
So let us get to that. The Amazon Prime series, A League of Their Own, is a savvy adaptation of the original film. In this clip, Shantae Adams, who plays Max, an aspiring black female baseball player, talks about the scenes she shares with co-star and series creator Abby Jacobson. Here we go.
Going into this, I was so nervous because I'm like, you're a comedy queen, and I'm like this dramatic actress, and how are we about to make this work? And then we just created this safe space for each other to play around in this encouraging sisterhood that was always like, I don't know if I'm gonna get this joke, Bemi, and she's like, well, I don't know my lines, so let's just wing it.
I don't think I want to see it.
League of Their Own is streaming now on Amazon Prime.
Has anybody watched it?
I watched the first episode, and I thought it was great.
Oh, really?
They take a completely different storyline than the movie.
Well, then maybe I'll watch
it's got the heart of it, but it dives deeper into what's going on in the lives of these women and the types of different people that are on board for this. So I enjoyed it. I've got to get and watch the next episode, but it handles comedy and drama. Next clip. Here we go. Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul is a satirical dark comedy about the First Lady of a Southern Baptist megachurch who attempts to help her pastor husband rebuild their congregation after a significant scandal. And here, writer and director Adama Ibo talks about growing up in that community. Here we go.
The inspiration, I think, came from us growing up very much in the Southern Baptist megachurch culture. We're from Atlanta, Georgia, and kind of whilst feeling very connected to it because it's a deep part of our culture, not jiving with a lot of it, critiquing quite a bit of it, and I think from an early age.
Yeah! Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul is in theaters and streaming on Peacock Friday.
You know who's jacked up? Sterling K. Brown, who's the star of this, one of the stars of this. Have you ever seen? He's like, the dude could be an action star.
Okay.
He's really in phenomenal shape.
Oh. All right, and there you go, your entertainment report for today, my friend. Let's take a break, come back in a second. It's a Tuesday. Let's keep it moving forward, friends. We'll return shortly.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
The new and improved MMR app.
After 10 years together, sources tell E.T. that Jay Cutler is on the celeb dating app called Raya.
This just in, Jay Cutler's on the dating app Soraya.
Psoriasis. Raya. No.
It's for people looking for other people with skin conditions.
That's cool.
Let's meet for some drinks and chafe together. Let's flake together.
Yeah.
And then I am on a site for people with vitiligo.
Oh, let's flake together.
No, I think it's like one that you have to be accepted into.
Raya. Is it one of these where you need
like some
you
sort
have
of
to be somebody?
Yeah, like notoriety.
Well, yes, in fact, it is the celebrity
notoriety. Raya. I don't know. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. Maybe it's Raya. R-A-Y-A. But
who really cares?
His profile on Raya says, let's see here. He's here just for friends.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Friends, friends will touch your genitals.
You can diddle.
Yeah.
Who gets to decide whether or not you're a celebrity worthy enough to be on this website?
I think they have actually a vetting committee.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, I believe that's the way it goes. And they will determine. Think of it as there's like a Steve Rubel standing in front of Studio 54.
Right.
And they decide whether you're appropriate for this website.
So, well, listen, in honor of, was it International Geek Day? Or?
It's just Geek Pride Day.
Geek Pride Day.
Yeah.
I'd been working on an impression. You guys want to hear it? So, Steve, you do your Batman impression, but you have that...
processor.
You have the processor. Okay. I don't have a processor.
Are we supposed to guess what this impression is?
No, it's Batman. It's Batman.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, you ready?
Okay, yeah.
Please keep that kryptonite away from me.
Is that a line he says in the movie?
No, please keep that kryptonite away from me.
You sound like Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
Oh.
It sounds like it hurts when you do that.
No.
Please keep that cookies away from me.
Is it because it's a Superman impression?
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I've been working on it.
It's really good. It's really good.
I got it.
So it's a Superman impression.
I was confused why the whole kryptonite thing.
It's a terrible joke that I heard with Chuck over the weekend. You say this is Batman, but you obviously say Superman line, and then somebody says, that's Superman. And then you go, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Like, that's Superman. I told Chuck, I said, dude, I'm going to hang myself out to dry next week.
Yeah.
But you did it, man. You took the bullet.
Are we on air?
Yeah, we are.
I think we're still on air.
In fact, Bill's coming down the hallway with an award for Casey. That was great.
That was amazing.
That's an immediate A+. That's like my joke. Good morning, Cincinnati.
He knows funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
Please keep that kryptonite.
Just don't do one that sounds like Cookie Monster.
Like
Cookie Monster.
Like the thanks man thing, I was like, I didn't even get that part of it. So, sorry, man.
Nick got it. He was following.
I know.
I enjoyed every second of it.
And Bill has that award in his hands.
Yep. By the way, somebody said we should make Bad Dad Joke Cookie Monster a character. So you have to do all the dad jokes.
What was the last one I just did off air?
The thing is that it was not attempting a Cookie Monster,
it wasn't.
but that became your default.
Take kryptonite away from me. Tell me, do you like cookies? Me too.
Me too.
Tonight, when you go back home, turn off the cookie light.
Tell me, do you like to eat cookies? Me too. Did you know that Mortal Kombat was it from Finland?
No.
What was the joke? I forget. It's something like... My mother was born in Iceland, and my father was born in Cuba. That makes me an ice cube. Mortal Kombat was based off of a Scandinavian song. It was a Finnish hymn. You get it? Finish him.
All right, I like Bad Dad Joke Cookie Monster.
Oh, man.
It's a thing now, Kat.
Yeah, Kathy! Wow.
Oh, God.
Anything to make you cringe, Kath.
Anything.
Pizza Hut seems to be trying to bring in new customers by reviving old menu items, and the latest is what they call the Edge. part of the chain's nostalgia campaign.
My name is Bono, and I'd like to introduce a new pizza sensation to you. It's called The Edge. Some people say this is a revolutionary pizza, but it's not. It's a pizza that's been here before, probably in your own big fat belly. Remember what we say here, avoid the noid.
That's Domino's. This is Pizza Hut. All right, so it's called The Edge, and
It's called The Edge.
Pizza Hut considers The Edge. It was first introduced in 1997, and they call The Edge a tavern-style pizza.
Oh, yeah.
It's cut into 16 squares and comes in a cracker-thin crust.
I remember this.
Geometrically perfect and a taste sensation that'll rock your world.
And it will be available at participating Pizza Hut locations.
Order now and receive a mid-sized Coke.
Mid-size.
It'll be available at participating locations nationwide for about $13.
So I did Pizza Hut just not that actually that long ago. It was probably during Lent, and I did it because we had been talking about it. I'm like, I
You're a
haven't.
man of faith.
Well, I hadn't had a Pizza Hut pizza in a long time, so I ended up getting a regular pizza, and then I got the stuffed crust pizza. And I know that you guys are all out on stuffed crust. I thought the stuffed crust was.
You're a filthy animal.
I know, but I thought it was markedly better.
I'm not out on stuffed crust, but I just don't order it. You know what I
Too
mean?
much.
I know, and I
Why don't they just take a fire hose and spray cheese on you as you come in?
Right.
So this pizza, looking at it, I'm glad thin crust has kind of made its way around the country because I grew up in St. Louis. This pizza called the Emos. You guys know I've talked about it for years. That's what it is. It's this thin crust pizza.
Version of The Edge.
It's cut in squares. That's the way they've always cut it, and it's been since I was a baby, essentially that I've had that. So
Suckling at your mother's teeth.
I prefer this type pizza. I'm glad that it's made its way around.
And so I don't actually ever remember this as a menu item. So
I don't
you
remember
guys,
this from Pizza Hut either, Steve.
I do.
I remember Domino's.
You do?
I do remember this, yeah, and I remember it because of like the way that they were able to cram as much pizza on as thin a crust as possible and get it all the way to the edge. Hence the name.
Well, this was kind of like you said, 97, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that was past at least my Pizza Hut days. I think the last time I had Pizza Hut, I was in like middle school.
You were not in college or on ordering pizza.
Was the time at downtown Julie Brown.
Wubba wubba wubba.
No, Nick, you know.
Wubba wubba was the battle cry as they took to the pizzas. And the ovens flamed with the fires of edginess.
Wubba wubba.
So Nick, we had like the famous like pizza restaurant that we would go to in Westchester.
What famous pizza restaurant was it?
More's, I think it was called.
That's Amore's. Slav.
We had Oips.
College towns always have the the local pizza joints.
Yeah,
It's fantastic. The one at University of Missouri was Shakespeare's, and it was outstanding.
Original Italian pizza, Oips. Everybody ordered.
Oips?
Yeah, original Italian pizza is what that stood for, and that was the college town pizza. Yeah, so but you wouldn't order from OIP. You'd Oips. That's Oips.
Yeah.
All right, let me move on to something else. You had mentioned your mustard, Nick.
Yes.
You may want to try that on watermelon. It's the latest thing that people have been sampling. Lizzo kind of made a big deal about it on TikTok. So she had she made a video of her doing some funny TikTok things where there's some edits and all of a sudden the watermelon appears and so on.
So this to me, Preston, seems like the old thing of putting salt on watermelon.
Yeah, I grew up putting salt on watermelon. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But they had said it was to bring out the sweetness by adding the salt. And
I heard that on cantaloupe.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, yeah. Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like them.
Any melon will do.
So here's the thing.
Doesn't matter if it's a cantaloupe or a honeydew or a cassava. Any melon covered in salt will bring out the sweetness of the savory. Living together on one melon the way we should all live together.
Now people are trying mustard.
Now they're trying mustard just like Lizzo.
Yeah, so, but the jury's out on whether she thought it was good or not. So she had called it, is it bussin' or disgusting?
Is it bussin' or disgusting?
But she never really...
Is it bussin' or disgusting?
In this video said whether it was bussin' or disgusting, so...
No, she doesn't. And I think, so the common thing of like sea salt and caramel.
Yes.
Right.
So to me, that does work. And some things that I thought would never work do work. I don't know about the watermelon and the mustard. It just seems to be too combating.
Yep.
I'm tying it into the previous conversation. We used to do mustard on pizza.
Okay. I could see that.
Why did
I
you
don't
do
know.
that?
I'm not sure. Somebody.
Ranch dressing, Kathy.
Ew, no. That's just
You
for
said,
the,
"Ooh, no,"
that's
but
for
you-
the crust, right? Or the whole pizza.
You can do the whole pizza.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
should-
I know.
we
I
should have
said
gotten
ew, no,
watermelon.
yet I put mustard on pizza. Sorry.
We should have taste tested this.
Casey, when's the last time you've had ranch dressing on pizza?
It's been a while.
Been a while?
At least like 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
Do we have something that could approximate a melon and put some mustard on it?
Wait, I might. Let me see if I have.
Do you keep a melon in your desk drawer?
I
No,
might have
Kathy
watermelon.
brings a ton of fruit every day, remember?
Oh,
She brings a
can we try
giant
that?
fruit salad.
Yes.
Go see if you have watermelon.
Yummy, yummy.
We'll try it.
Let's get it.
I'm sure
Kathy rises to the challenge.
there's got to be mustard in the fridge.
Yes.
Connor, can you go look in the fridge and see if there's any mustard?
Let's try it.
Or Marissa's already on her way. But yeah, I got to believe no matter what, it's not good. And this is just a thing that people have done to make you eat mustard on
Preston,
watermelon. Here, try this.
People are eating Tide Pods, so you have to take
yeah.
everything with a grain of salt.
Here's a text. Somebody says, my husband always puts pepper on his cantaloupe.
What?
Interesting.
What, in prison?
No.
Oh.
But I've had, you know what? I've had fruit in salads before, and you put pepper. Like, you know, there's strawberry salads and things like that.
Do you know what I
Put
do?
pepper on that.
So, and it's a weird. So, Honey Grow, I do the like a sesame noodle. Whatever they call it. It's a salad, I guess it is.
Okay.
But pineapple in that. So something, pineapple and sesame and a sesame sauce work together really well.
I could see that work. Sometimes when you have like a teriyaki dish.
Yes,
there'll be
exactly.
pineapple in that.
That's the same thing.
Sesame oil in usually in that. So that'll play along.
It's great.
Let's see if Kathy is.
Chef or melons? Where's Kathy's melons?
Hang on. Here we go.
They're usually on display.
That in a non-sexual way. In the way she has a 44-pound.
We got it.
We do.
So you got watermelon. So we can try this. Should I just hold off until we get
Hold
this?
off.
All right. All right, because
Hold.
well, now we're in Braveheart.
Yeah, there we go. I got you.
Freedom! Do you want to live in chains? Or do you want to live?
And he's doing better. He's actually home. We got home this weekend.
He's home.
At his house in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Out there. He was in a
I'll take it
rehab
here.
center for a stretch. And
He's on the lower level now, though, right?
Yeah. I mean, my brother
Probably a wise move.
My brother and a friend moved everything from their second floor to their first floor so he could walk around and life is easier. But he was in this rehab center for a better part of a week. He was in the hospital first, and then he was discharged from the hospital, went to this rehab center. And first of all, people that do physical therapy and occupational therapists are godsends. They are just incredible people. Preston, you and I have been to Trinity many times, and what the work that they do to help you get your life back is really remarkable. So he was getting great care at this rehab center and really made a lot of advancements very quickly. And when you have a stroke, you also have to do a lot of things to get your brain working again, right? So that's part of where the occupational therapy comes in, and you have to learn how to brush your teeth again and comb your hair and remember words that you have forgotten. And so he was struggling with a few things. He couldn't come up with a word for like turkey sandwich, for example, right? Be sitting in front of him and he couldn't say those words. So one method of therapy that we've learned about a lot over the last couple of weeks is music therapy. And my dad is 75 years old. You know, he's a classic rock guy. He loves the Beatles and the Stones. And one artist that he was introduced to during music therapy is Metallica. Now, my dad, I wouldn't qualify him as a Metallica fan, but for whatever reason, the music therapist would start playing these Metallica songs, and my dad, the method, as far as I understand it, is the woman would play guitar, she'd play Nothing Else Matters. And so a few chords of Nothing Else Matters, and then my dad would have to repeat it on a sort of like a xylophone, right? And he'd be given instructions, play this chord and then this chord, or this note and then this note.
So he's actually asked to play it back to her.
Yes, but he's not a musician, Steve. So it'd be like hit the red one, and then hit the blue one, and then hit the green one, and then you will be able to mimic the tones that she was doing. So
all right.
He's not doing like advanced chords.
Right.
But that went well, and then they started to give him a guitar, and he played guitar when he was a much younger man, and he played a little bit of that as well.
And then he had to play subdivisions on the drums.
Yeah, you know, they busted out the Neil Peart drum kit.
It took me a week to figure that out.
But the reason that I bring this up is I'd love to learn more about music therapy because he responded so well to it. It had an immediate and positive effect.
I like how he approached you about the Metallica. Can you say that?
Yeah, so he goes, he's telling us about the music therapy and that it's working, and they were playing a few Beatles songs, like Here Comes the Sun, and then he goes, and I like those songs. And then he's like, Nick, do you guys play Metallica at MMR, right? And I was like, yeah, we've been playing Metallica for a long time. He's like, do you like them? I was like, yeah, I'm a fan. He's like, do you know this song, Nothing Else Matters? Like, I do, Dad, yeah.
Is he a fan now?
He is. And
Wow.
it was so interesting to see him.
Okay.
Like, I think maybe he looked at Metallica on the surface and kind of dismissed them. And all of a sudden, he's like, I kind of like Metallica. And I think in no small part because this song in particular has had a real positive impact on his brain and on his recovery.
Well, I don't understand a lot of how it works. I've known people who are music therapists and what they do. I know that music has a powerful mnemonic ability to make you associate things, and it provides comfort, and it can get you jazzed up. But I don't know, this is the most I've ever heard it explained about how they did it, Nick, what you just said about with your dad.
Yeah. I didn't know that because you know what I thought Nick was going to say?
What?
I thought that this music spoke to him lyrically, like the nothing else matters aspect of the, which I haven't really sat and dissected the lyrics of the song, but I thought maybe it spoke to him, hey, nothing else matters, but right now, maybe healing myself and getting on the right train of thought. No, it's not that. It's playing the actual notes.
Yes.
Right.
And he likes the melody of it.
Yeah, he does. But Steve, like exactly to your point, like there's something that gets triggered in the brain where he's following along with these chords, and it helps his brain to remember completely separate things that have nothing to do with this music, but the music therapy literally helps to repair the brain after a stroke.
Your dad's doing very well, which is great to hear that this is happening, but I've seen footage, and you have, I'm sure, I know, Preston, you've seen it. It's someone who's sort of very far along with dementia.
Yeah.
And they hear a song.
Oh, yeah.
And they snap to.
They light up, yeah.
It's like wild.
Yeah. Well, so I was talking to somebody actually on Friday who is just turned 65. And for all intents and purposes, is a super healthy 65-year-old person, exercises all the time, and, quick as a whip. But is retiring in just a couple of months. And it's because dementia and all that sort of stuff runs in his family. And so in his mind, he's working backwards. He's like, maybe I got 20 years left. So I want to enjoy the time that I have. But this, talking about what we're talking about now, his daughter-in-law is a doctor, and she's like, you're doing everything right. The only thing I would add to this is learn how to play a musical instrument.
More Metallica.
Well, I mean, maybe.
Yeah,
but learn how to play a musical instrument. That will help keep your brain engaged.
Well, yeah. So we're going to continue the lessons, Casey, when he gets back to PA. We're hoping to continue the music therapy, but the keeping the brain engaged portion of it is I think he's an old dog, and teaching him these new tricks is not an easy thing.
Yeah, is it just something? Why don't you have Froggy move in with him?
That'd be perfect.
Yeah. Oh my God, poor Froggy.
By the way, a study from the University of Edinburgh, I just saw this morning. It's odd that we're talking about this because I didn't plan on connecting these together. Discovered a connection between learning an instrument earlier in life and strong cognitive skills in old age. Researchers found a small but significant link between the two as they studied octogenarians who had been part of a decades-long study. And of the 366 participants, 117 played an instrument as a child or a teen. The most common instrument played was a piano. The researcher said, as we and others search for the many small effects that might contribute toward some people's brains aging more healthily than others, these results are worth following up on. So it might be one of those little things.
I always knew, to me, I was always, if you could learn that, if you could train someone, a young mind, to learn how to play an instrument like a piano, which has a little bit more of a level of complexity to it, it can only help benefit you. They stuck me with the trombone, Preston. Did I mention that?
Well, you have mentioned that. What do you think? Let's say that you're in the depths of some kind of mental condition, whether it be Alzheimer's or dementia being an aspect of whatever you're going through. What do you think? What song would pull you out, if not, just temporarily bring you back to who you are?
It's got to be Mambo No. 5.
Yeah, I was thinking Afro Man because I got high. But I mean,
it'd be hard to think
something that speaks to your soul, whatever it may be, melodically or lyrically. What song might bring you out? What is this? Oh my God, this is Afro Man.
He's coming back. Preston, is that you? Are you there?
He's like a billion.
Oh my God.
Brilliant. He's back. He's back.
Kind of works with the rhythm.
Will you?
Yeah.
I was gonna clean my room until I got high. Will you?
You would think about as your cogent. It might be something like out of the blue. This Metallica song did it for Nick's dad. It could very well be Afro Man.
Yeah.
Something you would not.
Mine would be Footloose.
Kathy gets up. She's
Totally.
all of a sudden
Yes.
her problems are all gone. She starts dancing around the room.
But it does speak to something you had mentioned, which is the power of music and songs that have literally
kind of changed your life
or provided great
joy
or connection.
Yeah, to some specific memory or moment in your life.
We're going to be playing a crap load of music at the end of this week. A to Z.
All right, you know what song makes me happy? And I would probably snap me out.
Because I got high?
No. It's a Journey song. It's Stone in Love. I just...
Yeah, you love that song.
I love that tune. I love the guitar riff. I love the lyrics. I love everything. This would probably wake my ass up if I was...
was going through mentally, but I remember it was like, okay, I can reframe off this song.
I thought you were going to say Fix You by Coldplay, because that's one. That's a common one, and a lot of people relate to that. Steve, I mentioned this song earlier when it comes to my dad, but I honestly think like Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, there's something sort of
hopeful
that taps into your soul about it.
Right.
Yeah, this is a good one.
My God.
It's a Friday.
It is a Friday.
I know. Wow.
Well, now I want to go watch Braveheart.
I think they actually...
They're making love.
They're pounding the actual mustard seeds right
Pounding
now.
the mustard seeds. Pounding them out. 1 mustard seed. 2 mustard seeds.
Slapping them down.
Slapping them down. Slap at the base.
Now we've gone to I Love You Man.
Yes.
Here we go. Wow, they eat plates and
I don't want it. I don't want to have
I will try it.
You don't want to? Oh, yes.
I'm chewing tobacco, so, I'm just trying to be healthy, guys.
Thank you, Marissa. That's very
I don't want to sully the taste of the tobacco.
All right, so we each have a small piece of watermelon, and we have a little dollop of mustard.
Do a dollop.
Is this regular yellow mustard, Marissa? All right.
Wait. Don't
What?
do it. Oh, I want to do a countdown. I want to get everybody ready.
Okay.
Oh, we're all going to do it at the same time?
Yeah, just like they do in a temple.
I'm going first. I'm sorry. You guys, hang on. That way I can talk while you guys are chewing.
All right. And 3.
3.
1, 2, 3.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, you're not a fan? All right.
That's horrible. There's nothing appealing about that at all. Not in the slightest.
Well, maybe it was the mustard. Get different mustard.
No.
No?
No. It doesn't belong on watermelon. Kathy?
I do love mustard, though.
I don't mind
And
it.
I love watermelon.
I think it's two separate things that I like,
I
but
agree.
I don't have the reaction that you have that it was disgusting.
I think it has to be marketed as two great tastes that are horrible together.
There you go.
Wait, didn't your son make you like a peanut butter and tuna fish sandwich once because he knew that you liked both?
No, it was Gadzooks ice cream and shrimp. They were two of his favorite things, and he said they must taste great together. I let him learn that one on his own.
Oh, my God.
Well, music therapy is just a great way to help people at end of life. We do a special thing called transition music therapy, which is when people are dying. And often, the families are really scared to get close to people when they're dying, but music makes it possible for them. Just get right up to bedside. They have something to do. They can stroke their mom or dad's hand as they're passing. And it's just the most beautiful thing.
And is it you? It's usually
No.
And I bring you.
So sometimes it's touching.
That's not the right one.
Arthur Brown?
Yeah. Remember we had the gal who did that?
Yeah.
She
That's what I was thinking of.
Sing to patients as they were
Needy.
passing.
Yeah. All Arthur Brown stone.
Yeah, it was all Arthur Brown.
The God of hellfire. And I bring you.
Fire. I'm going to bring you some fire.
I don't know. Maybe they were into metal. I don't really know. But Pauline, so besides as transitioning, do you use music therapy in other aspects as well?
Oh, absolutely. There are people that have had strokes, and they can't walk anymore, and so we help people with the rhythm. It really fires up the brain, and then they're able to walk. Or people that haven't talked for a long time, you sing songs that they're familiar with from when they were young, and suddenly they can sing.
Grab some Lionel Richie. You can have him dancing on the ceiling.
Yeah, Pauline, this is Nick. We started the conversation because my dad had a stroke a couple of weeks ago, and he's been having music therapy. He's out in Colorado, but he's responded so positively to it, and he's 75 years old, and he's expected to make a full recovery. But music therapy specifically for stroke victims has got to be something where it just... Can you speak or expand a little bit on how it affects the brain in such a positive way?
Yeah, how does that happen?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. So there's this new thing called neurological music therapy, NMR, music therapy, where people studied the effects of music on the brain. And what we know four things. We know, number one, that music really fires up the brain, that the beat of music fires up the brain. Just like when everyone's at a rock concert and they're all like shaking their heads in rhythm together, same thing happens for patients. And that means that suddenly they're activated, they're all engaged. Another thing we know is a thing called entrainment. That's when you match someone's breathing. They breathe more deeply and they breathe more slowly. And that happens even when people are completely out of it. So you can have a person that's having breathing problems and suddenly they're able to breathe a lot better. It's just amazing. And the third thing we know is that people that that you sing songs that are really familiar to people, like you have to go back. The brain rots from the outside in a way, so that you remember the things that are there from when you were little the longest. These are things like happy birthday. You may not know anything. You may not know who you are, who your brother is, who your mother is, who your sister is, who the person taking care of you is. But you know happy birthday, and you know Silent Night. Mm-hmm. And these songs, you can still sing to somebody as they're about to die, and people respond to that. And those are amazing.
It's still, it's funny because even in your explanation, and you have all the nomenclature, but it still to me is like how exactly does that happen? What is the actual process?
It happens all via those neurons. So I used to work at the Children's Hospital in Philadelphia, and when I was there, we'd have kids that have to have procedures, but we don't want to knock them out, so. You get somebody at bedside, and they're like, come on, let's sing the Googie song. And you sing the Googie song, and the kid doesn't feel what's going on, what the doctor's doing.
Sing the Googie song for me.
Please, sing the Googie song.
The Googie song. You can sing like, I would say definitely qualifying is Let It Go, some song like that. Let it go, that kind of thing.
Oh, you mean from Frozen?
Raptured. Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, just any song, right?
I thought there was an actual Googie song.
She's just making up.
I thought there was a name
actual Googie song.
Or you could sing a song about the kid's name. You could say, Johnny, Johnny, here I am. It's morning time. What do you think? Whatever. anything that engages the kid.
Right.
It's Google. It's whatever, however you
I am the god of hellfire. And I bring you fire.
That's exactly right. But what happens now on the neuron in the brain, you can't have pain and music going on one neuron at the same time. And so
I see what you're saying. So that the musical gets into the place where.
Where the pain would normally.
Interesting. Okay, that makes more sense. Maybe I need music therapy to understand this, but all I know is that the results are obvious. I mean, like, look what happened. Nick's dad is roading for Metallica now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was in the row with Metallica.
It's incredible.
And you got to know what they like. You got to figure out what people like.
Okay.
So sometimes somebody will be unresponsive, but then you figure it out. A family member will tell you what they loved.
Right.
And suddenly, shabam, the world opens.
Okay.
And it's great because in that moment, you can be close to somebody that you
Pauline,
haven't been able to do it.
I like you. You got words like googly and shabam.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Guys, have an awesome morning. Just wanted to call in and...
Awesome.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I wonder if Sha
Have a
Na
great
Na has
day.
ever been
Take
used
care.
for music therapy.
Sha Na Na.
I wonder if they play, if they ever played music that you hate, if that would have any
To
effect on
elicit
you.
some kind of a response?
Yeah, any sort of
Maybe.
response.
That's a good question. Not really sure. What? I was trying to think of what songs
change your life.
Yeah, would it need
Spoke
to be
to you?
a life-changing song or one that really just spoke to you in some shape or form that might have the strongest impact?
It's hard to sometimes,
I mean,
it's so close to you, but sometimes when you're called upon to remember it, it's hard.
I mean, I have my favorite songs that are dear to me for whatever reason because they remind me of a time and place. But I'm trying to think of
Holiday?
That time, what, by Madonna?
No?
That's a great song.
Yeah.
Holiday.
It could be
Celebrate.
A listener suggested perhaps the jingle for Safe Flight Repair, Safe Flight Repair.
This is a 5-part harmony now, isn't it?
I believe it's
It
right,
is.
yes.
Can we do 3, 2, 1 count, case?
3, 2, 1.
Safe Flight Repair, Safe Flight Replace. Yum.
Yeah. Now that we got that bass, thank you, Kathy, for bringing the bass.
Because I've songs in my repertoire that were kind of that opened up a new world of music for me. Like I remember the first time I heard 2112 from Rush, I was like mind blown. But I don't know if that would speak to me as music therapy or not. And I had my favorite songs like Benny and the Jets from Elton John is one of my all-time favorite songs.
I think a song I always would equate it to something where you were maybe dealing with something, going through something that it's usually on the more negative end. You're something that speaks to you in that realm. Party songs serve a purpose as well,
right?
But I don't think they, at least by my reckoning, just as a personal thing, I don't think it has the same impact.
And sad songs say
so much. So come on,
yeah,
turn on those sounds.
I think the what elicits the most, I guess, maybe emotional response from me from music are harmonies, right? Like a nice 2-part harmony. I love a male woman.
Male
female harmony. A 5-part harmony, like a 4-part harmony, like a Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Beautiful,
something like that. If you want to get like
Safe
some
Flight
sort
Repair. Yeah,
we're not there yet, but we're getting there.
You and
Steve.
I are pretty good though.
No, but like if I could just hear like a nice 2-part harmony, it just
What do you like better, a harmony or a sing along, like a crowd sing along? Because if I'm at a show and the whole crowd is singing along to a particular song by a band, to me that's like this communal, visceral experience that speaks to me maybe more than. But I get
you gonna get there with Dave Matthews.
Yeah, I mean, like when the entire crowd, whatever your artist is, like if the entire crowd is singing along to a particular song. I was thinking about Tom Petty, Won't Back Down.
Yep.
Yeah. At those shows when everybody in the audience was singing along to it, it's pretty amazing.
So there's a band called Wolfpack, and they have a song called Back Pocket that I love. And the first time I ever heard it, the lead singer in Madison Square Garden somehow got a crowd of 20,000 people to harmonize. I have no idea how
and
he
it
was
sounded good.
And it sounded amazing. He goes, all right, everybody on this side singing like this, everybody in the middle singing like this, everybody on the left side singing like this, and then they all.
How am I supposed to sing again?
You're like this. But when it happened and they all sang together at the same time, I was like, He just got 20,000 people to harmonize, and I don't have no idea how he's able to do that.
Oh my God, I'm in love.
Can I plug in this?
Yeah, you can plug.
I'll tell you. Here's two-part harmony, Casey. That always blows me away.
You got to hook that up. You want the soldering gun?
No, I got
All
it. I got it. Sent me this article about the best brownies in Philly. And it's essentially just a list, and it's huge.
There's about 50 of them.
It's way too big to go through.
We are in the best of times when it comes to brownies in Philadelphia.
Yeah, what I didn't know was how many places are known for their brownies. And there's a lot of them. So there's Cake Life Bake Shop, Second Daughter Baking Company, Franklin Fountain, Dolce, Crust Vegan Bakery, the Frosted Fox Cake Shop. What's that, Kath? What do you love?
Franklin Fountain.
Yeah, but you got to make sure you're either A, ready to wait in line, or B, get there at a time where there's not a line, because it's really popular. It's fantastic. It's so good. You guys ever been? It's right on.
I have not, no.
It's on Market, and it's great. It's really
Is it a bakery?
It's like an ice cream shop, like an old-timey ice cream shop. Yeah, and so you go in and they have really good ice cream and really good dessert treats. So it's worth it. It's just not cheap, and you got to wait.
Nick, a friend of mine did her wedding pictures there.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, it's cute.
It's a cool spot.
All right. Cookie or brownie?
Cookie.
Oh.
Man.
I used to be brownie, but I feel like now I would do a cookie.
Okay.
I'd do a cookie.
If I saw them sitting out, I would go for a brownie anytime.
Yeah?
Really? Yeah.
I think I might go brownie.
Wow. Okay.
Because the chocolate chip cookie is my favorite. However, a well-made brownie. Also there's a company that actually, of the companies that do mail order brownies, Fairy Tale Brownies is a great company. If you've ever used them, they have their top level brownies. But yeah, that's neck and neck. Brownies are sensational.
Brownie or cupcake?
Brownie.
Yeah,
I'd go with brownie. For your cupcake?
Cupcake.
Okay.
The thing with the brownies, though, I feel like, and I don't know if it's like as I age, my sense of taste gets even more sensitive. I don't know. But like, I feel like if it's not super well made, I can taste like the mix.
Really?
Instead of,
You see, after you get a hysterectomy, that goes away.
Stop. I hate you.
I remember seeing the history of brownies and why they were created. And it was, I forgot the name of the place, but it was so that people could, I think, take them to the beach or something like that.
Seriously?
And so the brownie has a thicker consistency than a piece of cake. Like the cake would be too crumbly and fall apart.
It's more cohesive.
And yeah, so there's a little more goo to it, in case if you want to have fun with that.
Goo.
It's I need that sound clip from Billy Madison. Yeah, when he notices a kid peed his pants.
The thing about a brownie for me is that the cookie is a little more pedestrian, right? Like a cookie is sort of an everyday dessert, whereas the brownie
All
is...
right, fancy boy.
Right? Yeah, I feel like a little bit of a fancy boy.
You're too good for
Like
Billy.
special?
A fancy Nancy, if you will. When a brownie shows up, I'm like, look at that little treat.
Look at Nick with his little waistcoat.
Thank you.
No, I understand that. I think though that they're easy to make. Brownies,
right?
Brownies are easy to make. Brownies are super easy to make. They're just as easy as cookies. I'm standing firm on this. Cookies are far superior than brownies. Far superior.
Oh,
and there's a reason why there's more of them, and it's more because they're better. They're just better. And it's not to say that brownies aren't good. They're good. They're just not as good as cookies.
I think they need more of them to make up for the fact that they're not as good as brownies. They say, hey, we have diluted the market with this product, and we're going to try and catch up to the brownie people.
I think the tough part about, and the reason there are more cookies is because, and if you're talking like when you go to the grocery store, cookies are more rigid. They're easier to package. You can put more of them together.
Yes.
Brownies can kind of... there's a shelf life on them. Some cookies can last for a while.
Brownies don't have that luxury.
No.
And even if you do the brownie bites, which I think are sensational, brownie bites do have that preservative taste to them.
Let me ask you a question. Why do brownies have to be as thick as they are? You can kind of cut them in half first, right? Before you cut them into their little squares and stuff like that. You could essentially cut the tops and the bottoms
like a piece of brownie cake. Yeah. You can do whatever you want with your damn brownie.
Yeah. I don't know. Make thinner brownies.
Yeah.
At your home when you make them.
Yeah, our brownies are usually pretty thin anyway.
Yeah, okay. You okay? You all right?
I'm fine.
Everything good?
You guys, Steve.
What?
You cut me deep here, man.
How did I cut you deep?
Because you went with brownies over cookies. And
I thought I knew
He
you.
feels betrayed.
I thought I knew.
I love chocolate chip cookies, but if I have if there is a listen, they're right neck and neck, but I do love a damn good brownie. But chocolate chip, they're you
It's
know
like Godfather 1 or 2, Steve.
Yeah,
you know,
it changes from time.
Goes from time to time. You lean one way or the other.
All right.
Goo! All right.
There it is.
Now he's got it.
I got it.
There's more goo in a brownie. All right. By the way, Steve, this list of brownie places, where did you? What's the
I was
source?
in the Inquirer.
The Inquirer.
Yeah.
Okay. So
The
you can
Inky.
You can go on and find a list of great brownies, if you will, if you check the Inquirer's website. All right. What?
What?
Okay.
Oh,
Let me go to Mario. I was going to wrap up there. Hey, Mario. Good morning.
He put on his glasses. He can't see without.
Exactly.
What's up, dude? Casey wanted me to talk to you.
Hey, I really appreciate it. Hey, cookies are way far superior than brownies. You can eat so many more of them. There's different kinds of textures. There's only so many things you can put in a brownie.
You don't need to. It's perfect.
I'll tell you what the deal is, Mario. It's when you see a plate of freshly made brownies and freshly made cookies, you know you're more likely to encounter freshly made chocolate chip cookies. At least I am. But a brownie is like, oh, we don't get brownies a lot. I'm going to go for that first.
Look what showed up.
Right.
Yeah.
I will
there we
agree
go.
with that. I would agree that it will be like a special little treat. But I will also say that if there's a freshly made plate of cookies or brownies in front of me, I'm going for them cookies first.
So I'm going for the brownies because I don't know when I'll get another shot at those brownies.
That's right.
That makes sense.
Carpe diem, man.
Carpe diem.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you coming to the phone call. I just want to say I'm a cookie lover.
All right,
Mario.
I mean, you can enhance a
You're not
brownie
wrong.
by putting a cookie in it. You can enhance a cookie by putting a brownie in it.
No, you absolutely can.
No,
I've had brownie cookies.
Yeah.
I don't even
no,
know
you've
what
had
that
cookie
means.
brownies.
Putting a brownie in a cookie?
Yeah, you don't do that.
But what? I've never heard of putting a cookie in a brownie.
You've never heard of a blondie, bro?
No. Well, you know what? I have heard of a blondie. I just didn't know what that was.
It's cookie brownie.
Okay. It's cookie brownie. A man who purchased Gwyneth Paltrow's viral "This Smells Like My Vagina" candle from Goop says it exploded, and he's filing a class action lawsuit.
Candles do sometimes explode. You've had stories about that, right? Have you ever had one explode, Kathy? Or at least I had one like pop and melt immediately.
Oh, okay. So no, I've seen you. No, I don't burn candles in my house. But I've seen it burn all the way to the bottom, and like there's just a little bit. It's just liquid at that point, and then it shatters the glass.
Okay. Well, this splattered vagina all over the walls.
Vagina not quite to the morning mass. This vagina falling, crashing, vagina falling to the ground.
Oh, they had a reporter on the scene.
Vagina catastrophes I've ever seen. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I can't compose myself. There's vagina everywhere. People trapped into huge labia. It's disgusting and a mess. It looks like deli meat strewn across the field here in Vegas, New Jersey.
Hair all over the place, and
there we go. My effects. There we go, sir. I can't even. My effects. I'm so distraught.
You've been pulled into a time continuum.
I don't know what's. Oh my God.
Would be great if field reporters did have a battery of effects.
Yeah,
we should encourage that.
Sad time here out on the street.
Yeah. So according to legal documents obtained by the site,
And the vagina's not quite to the morning mast. Oh my God, it exploded, it's burning, it's crashing, falling to the ground, falling! People jumping out! They're actually climbing down pubic hair to get down to the ground!
How big is this?
this is the largest one in the world at that time.
Yeah.
And the majestic vagina coming over the New York skyline.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God!
It's burst into flames.
Oh my God, it burst into flames! Huge vagina on fire, maliciously falling, crashing to the ground! People jumping out, hanging off the pubic hair! Somebody is jumping! Oh, fortunately, a piece of the labia is falling down and slipping as a mat as people jump down! They're falling onto the mat!
There's one large rope hanging out of it, actually. Yeah.
So thankfully, a matted pubic hair is serving as a rope ladder for those trying to escape the fire.
Oh my God! All right, so Colby Watson says he purchased the 10.5 ounce vagina candle online in January. He claims he lit the candle for the first.
Is it possible that he lit the wrong side? That he lit the butt side?
I don't know. Then the first time, turn it around.
Oh yeah.
It's an old joke, right?
Yeah, well, the methane is back there.
He claims he lit the candle for the first time the next month. All right, so I've seen a new ad on social media for this erectile dysfunction.
The one that delivers to your home?
It's like it's you put it on your unit.
No.
Have you seen this thing? It looks like,
what are you taping a pencil to your dong?
No, dude, not a pencil. It looks like almost like this horseshoe-shaped thing that comes almost to a close at the end. I have not really watched the commercial, but it appears to be like a C-ring that you put on.
When you said that, that's what I was thinking.
Right?
Yeah. So that the way strippers at like Chippendales will puff themselves up with.
Right, and then tie it off essentially.
Yeah.
So I think that's what this is. If
Hire Wilford Brimley for the Wilford Brimley C-ring.
No matter what size the good Lord gave you, the C-ring is adaptable.
If
you order right now, we'll throw in a bamboo steamer.
If anyone has seen this and has watched the ad and wants to comment or bring me up to speed on that, please give us a call, 215-263-WMMR, because...
Did you hear that Jerry died? I'm so sorry. What happened? He was trying some sort of new C-ring and he hemorrhaged.
Nick is pulling
Is this it?
No, that's not it.
No.
That looks like one of those things you throw against the wall and crawls down. What do they call those things?
The creepy crawlies? Wall crawl?
It's got little...
Wally crawlies?
It's Steve, it looks like it's got
Is that a C-ring for
French
that?
ticklers on it.
In case you're banging against the wall?
No, it was really weird.
I don't doubt it.
And
I've
then
seen
I'm
a lot
like,
of...
why are you targeting me with this? Why is this advertising heading to me? What's that all about?
Well, it's like when your mail from the local like funeral parlors and cemeteries is addressed to you by name.
Here it is, Nick.
Eddie?
Eddie.
ED has become Eddie.
I get it.
Meet Eddie, the wearable device aiming to optimize, your situation. So see what I mean? That it's shaped kind of like a horseshoe?
Yeah.
And I guess
I'd like to play horseshoes with that.
I guess you're supposed to get yourself excited and then strap that thing on. I have no idea.
So you're tying off so that you're...
That's what it seems like to me, Steve.
That's what a C-ring's purpose is.
Does it...
It's not to get engaged.
Here you go. I'll read the information. Eddie is the first of its kind wearable FDA Class 2 erectile dysfunction device. Manufacturer Giddy maintains that its unique ergonomic design improves upon current devices by working with the natural physiology of a unit where... it's so
you
funny.
have to paraphrase.
It's so funny I can't say erection.
Yeah.
Where rings and constriction devices can actually work against it.
I swear by it, says B. Arthur.
It says here, Chloe Kent takes a closer look at how Eddie works and asks if it's truly an improvement upon the market's current state of affairs.
Preston, $298 for a 2-pack on Amazon.
What? Seriously?
No.
Look, $298 for a 2-pack. 2-pack.
Medicals.
Maybe they should get into it.
How do they charge you so much?
Eddie by Giddy.
Yeah.
Device for dysfunction proven effective. No pills, comfortable design, medical grade construction. Well, you need that.
All right.
Is it, all right, hang on.
You have to nail it on.
Well, no. Is it a one-time use only, or?
That's what I don't know.
No.
It's $298. There's no way, dude.
Does it say washable anywhere?
That has to be if you've, multiple use. That's the kind of thing you can go halvesies on, Nick.
From the Red Hot Chili Peppers, please welcome Mr. Chad Smith.
Yeah.
To the show. Good morning, Chad. There we go.
Yeah, just people in there just hired just to clap loudly.
That's what I do.
That's it. Yeah.
That's us. Yeah.
Gotta have
that's my
clappers, man.
gig.
Yep.
How do I get that gig?
Hey, Chad, I wanted to ask you, man. So Stone Harbor is where this is going to be. There have been sightings of you at the Jersey Shore before. No? What do you mean no?
I've never been to the Jersey. Tell me about the sightings. This sounds good.
Are you serious? We have heard there's somebody that looks like
It
you,
has to be.
that people have sworn up and down that Chad Smith haunts.
Well, we all know who that is now, don't we?
Will Ferrell out there?
Some other dude, some other really good-looking guys out there too.
I have not been to the infamous Jersey Shore. This is my virgin experience. So, yeah, what should I expect?
Well, it's beautiful. Stone Harbor's a gorgeous area, first of all, that you're going to be in. And it's just, well, you're going to be down there for Memorial Day weekend. So, in fact, that part of the state actually weighs more than any other part of the state this time of year because everybody's going to be flooding down that way. But it's just people dying to get out and enjoy summertime. So that's the kind of vibe you're going to be digging on.
Beginning of summer. And what a summer to start beginning, right?
Yeah.
Well, you're also dealing with the fact that restrictions are getting relaxed, and people are, as the vaccinations are going out and things are becoming more normal. I think you're going to get a very exuberant response from your art collection. And how is this? How long has this been a thing for you? Because obviously you have the artistic outlet of the music, but a lot of times, people like to dabble in other stuff. How long has this part of your life existed?
Well, I would say I've been doing this particular thing about 5 years now. And this company called Scene 4 in Los Angeles approached me, and it was really their kind of idea saying, look, here's how they presented it to me. We would like to put you in a dark room, completely dark, with these light up fluorescent drumsticks of different color, and have you improvise a solo or do whatever you want on the drums. And we're going to photograph you at different angles with different shutter speeds. And people that know about photography, the shutter speeds, slower, faster, make things blurry, and all that kind of stuff. And then after that, you can change the color and you can manipulate it on different canvases and do all kinds of modern post-production stuff. And, how does that sound to you? And I was like, it sounds pretty cool. It sounds psychedelic, and it's a connection for me from music and drumming, which is obviously my passion and the first thing that I've been doing since I was a little kid. And so it made sense to me in that way. So, that's what we did. And that was about 5 years ago. And then I have a second collection. It was so much fun. I did it again. And this time, though, I started adding afterwards in post-production. I really wanted the power and the energy and explosiveness of how I was trying to portray the drumming to pop out on a flat surface, which is really the challenge, because music and drumming is so physical and obviously, it's a audio experience, but to try to get that, translate that onto a flat surface is something I was interested in. So so I've been adding things to it to embellish it, to bring out those feelings that I want to convey on the canvas, and it's been a lot of fun, and I'm just going for it. There's no art police that's going to come and say, hey, you can't do that. That's against the rules. You're supposed to do, whatever. And so I'm not really concerned with that. I just, if it touches people emotionally or whatever sort of, reaction you can get from art, any kind of art,
right?
I'm down. So it's really, I'm using my drumsticks as brushes. And actually, there are brushes that people use on the drums, and the drums are my canvas, and I can express myself any way I want.
That's wild.
We've had a few other rock stars by here that have taken to artistic and oil paints and various mediums, and a couple of them actually have been drummers. We have Mickey Hart of the Dead, Rick Allen of Def Leppard as well. Do you guys? Is this a community, drummers who go into art?
Like a drum circle, we'll get a paint circle or an art circle or whatever. Stuart Copeland does it. Bill Ward from Black Sabbath. There's a drummer from Journey. A lot of people. I don't know. Maybe it's a drumming thing. I know. I asked Mickey about it actually because I saw that he did it, and I asked, and he's with the same company that I did. And obviously, our thing is always very different, but. Just to get a feel for it and how the people were to work with and all that. And he was very positive about it. So, I guess it's a thing. Who knows?
What's interesting, though, is because you talk about that there's no art police. And I think, as a musician, and this is your livelihood and so on and so forth, and albums get and songs get critical reviews and so on and so forth. It's sort of liberating in a way to tie into an aspect of what you do and have that. And I don't give a rat's ass aspect to it, to just be purely something you feel at the moment. And no, I don't care how it's judged. This is what I want.
If you make art and you're worried about what other people think and you're making it for someone else than yourself, I mean, it sounds selfish, but you really, you have to be okay. You know, you have to love it. And you know, you don't always love everything you do, but you have to do it for yourself and come from the heart, and that's authentic.
Yeah.
And if you're making it for other people or what other people think, music, film, photography, whatever it is, art, then you're already out in a different place. And that's not where I'm coming from. So no, I mean, do I want people to like it? Sure. Do I want some people to hate it? Yes. I want action. I don't want,
All right.
You don't want that as an artist. You want people to love it, or are they at least for me, I want a reaction. So I think that's good, and you take a risk and you grow and change as an artist. That's really important. And I'm just doing that. People don't like it. Fuck them.
I have to dump out on the F-bomb. But listen, Chad, I have a question about that and the difference between creating music and creating this as tangible art that you can hold and touch and really take in. Now, if you create something, a piece of music, it goes out into the world, people purchase it, that's great. But you still have that. When you have a piece of art, if you create something that you really love, do you want someone to buy that and have them appreciate it, or is that something you want to keep for yourself? Is it hard to let go of something that you've created that you really, really like?
Yeah, that's a good point. And also I can use the music analogy. It's like you make your songs in your garage or wherever you're at, and you write these songs, and with our situation, there's 4 people in a room, and you come up with something, and if it's really great, it touches people and people connect to it. And then it's theirs. You know what I mean? It's really no longer yours. Once you put it out into the world, it's for everybody. And yeah, I mean, if it's something that I made, I guess this is the one thing that would be different. It's a tangible one thing. If I really liked it, I would keep it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense, right? If I was like, I want to have it. I want it. But for most things, it's like, you know, I'm doing it to express myself.
Tickets are on sale at livecasinophilly.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Well, this is strange. The last remaining member of an uncontacted indigenous group in Brazil has died, officials say. The man, whose name was not known, had lived in total isolation for the past 26 years. He was known as Man of the Hole because he dug deep holes, some of which he used to trap animals, while others appeared to be hiding spaces. His body was found on the 23rd of August in a hammock outside his straw hut, and there were no signs of violence. The man was the last of an indigenous group whose other remaining 6 members were killed in 1995.
The rest of them were worked in IT.
Okay. The group lived in the Tanaru indigenous area in the state of Rondônia, which borders Bolivia.
I program missile defense systems, and he digs holes.
The majority of his tribe were thought to have been killed as early as the 1970s by ranchers wanting to expand their land.
It's amazing that this does happen, where you have these isolated groups of people.
The Man of the Hole is thought to have been about 60 years old and have died of natural causes. There were no signs of any incursions in his territory, and nothing in his hut had been disturbed, but police will still carry out postmortem investigation. Under Brazil's constitution, indigenous people have a right to their traditional land, so those wanting to seize it have been known to kill them.
Oh, God.
The Man of the Hole has been monitored for his own safety by agents from Brazil's indigenous affairs agencies since 1996.
Dude, just want a hammock and a hole.
Wow. So, yeah, there are about 240 indigenous tribes in Brazil, with many under threat as illegal miners, loggers, and farmers encroach on their territory. So this guy was the last of his group.
Yeah.
Pretty wild story, right?
It is amazing.
Yeah. All right, listen to this, Kathy. A Florida man was arrested on his honeymoon after he answered an ad for a prostitute. On his honeymoon.
Oh, God.
Paul Tarobsky left his new bride sleeping in their hotel room in Tampa and went out to meet a prostitute that he had connected with online.
God, I could really go for a hooker.
When the self-employed businessman arrived at the Hyatt Hotel, he was placed in handcuffs, caught up in a sting operation by local police to crack down on sex trafficking.
There must be some misunderstanding here. I'm looking for a hooker.
The county sheriff said the only question here was, as a wedding guest, was it too late to get the gifts that they gave returned back to them? So this guy was busted on his honeymoon.
Wow. That's just inappropriate timing.
Police are trying to reunite more than 120 stolen forklifts with their rightful owners. On August 24th, detectives with the Inglewood Police Department were investigating the theft of 2 forklifts when they served a search warrant on a warehouse, and inside they discovered over 120 forklifts.
Louis really likes forklifts. Talk to him.
And other industrial machinery that were apparently being housed for resale.
I don't think, think of the businesses in the area. Could you pull together 120 forklifts?
It's believed that all the equipment was stolen because warehouse employees were stripping ID numbers and repainting the equipment.
By the way, where are all the forklifts?
Police did not say if anyone had been arrested in connection with the thefts. Used forklifts can cost anywhere from $1,000 to more than $10,000 based on their weight capacity, fuel type, and other factors.
Quick question. I don't know if this ever was part of a design or a competing design. Was there ever a spoon lift?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Just to compete with the forks. Yeah.
Scissor lift.
There are those, yeah. Dwayne Hansen had big plans for the 846-pound pumpkin he had grown. He'd been trying to grow a pumpkin that big for nearly a decade, but Berta wasn't just for show. Hansen hollowed it out, plopped a cooler inside, and hit the banks of the Missouri River. The 60-year-old was on a quest to squash the Guinness World Record for the longest journey by pumpkin boat. And yes, that's a thing. And he's not the first to use a giant gourd as a vessel. Rick Swenson, who in 2016 completed a 25-mile trip inside a pumpkin when he paddled from Grand Forks, North Dakota to Oslo, Minnesota.
It's pretty amazing.
Holds the title. But Hansen's 38-mile float on Saturday would blow past that record. If verified by Guinness World Records, he could join those who have pushed the limits of what's possible. Officials in Bellevue, Nebraska, announced Hansen's record on Saturday, just hours after he had completed the voyage to Nebraska City. Hansen spent about 11 hours floating in his pumpkin. People across the globe followed his progress, wishing Hansen Godspeed, or as one fan put it, gourd speed. Hansen
that one got me.
is known for growing large pumpkins and other produce. When he first approached the Bellevue officials about sending his giant pumpkin down the river, they didn't know that he would be riding in it.
Talk to me when you dig holes.
Before launching, Hansen had to carve the boat. With a circumference of around 146 inches. Berta was large enough for Hansen to fit inside once the pumpkin was hollowed out.
Did he treat the outside with anything, like an oil or anything?
No.
No, he just gored the gourd.
Yeah. His journey was not without challenges. He had to be on top of it the whole time. He said waves from passing boats threatened to tip his pumpkin more than once.
Yeah.
He said, you got to stop everything. Just hold on and ride with those waves. That was bad, he said.
Hold on loosely, but don't let go.
By 2:52 p.m., Hansen hit the 25.5-mile mark. At that point, he had broken the record set in 2016. But nearly 4 hours and 13 miles later, he arrived at the marina in Nebraska City, where a crowd of family, friends, and fans were awaiting with loud cheers and happy tears.
You're a moron.
Hansen's daughter, Morgan, said, I'm so proud of my dad. He's always said...
I'm just kidding, by the way, I'm not.
Listen to this. He always said, you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
And how can you not believe somebody who goes out and does exactly what he wants?
You inspire me, Papa.
She said, I'm just so proud. When Hansen's wife, Allison, asked, what was it like to have a world record-holding husband, she said, I never know what's going to be next. So he did it.
What's it like? I want a divorce.
So he managed to get up there and do it. And we'll just wrap it up.
Should we try something like that?
In the bizarre file.
Maybe go down the Schuylkill in a banana?
We need an 800-pound banana, and we could do that. Yeah. All right, there you go. That's what I have in the bizarre file for you. Let's take a quick break and come back in a moment. Don't forget, it is Tattoos Day, your opportunity to win a Preston and Steve show-themed tattoo from Floating World Tattoo and Piercing. Text the word tattoo to 39333 and make sure you check them out at 1729 South Street in Philly. We'll be back in a moment.
Preston and Steve.
I'm on the show as well. My name's Nick. Nice to meet you. And listen,
the gimp? Did they keep you in the club?
That's right.
well, today they let me take the leather mask off, but normally I'm in the closet. But she's an artist and she's a painter and she loves to occasionally keep a painting for herself. But listen, the reason I wanted to bring a chat just for a second is I don't want to alarm you, but we're zooming with you. There's a window behind you, and I just saw somebody wandering behind you. I don't know if you know who that is or if there's just there. See him?
Yeah.
There's somebody out your window.
Yeah. There's somebody right outside your window right now.
That's my son Dashiell. He's like loves horror movies and creepy dolls. He's on his bike right now.
Okay.
You guys are talking about you.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, if he's a horror guy, we can have a conversation.
He's quite a character.
Chad, I've got to ask you, one of my favorite places in our country is somewhere I've been visiting since I was a kid, Montauk, New York. And I was there a couple years ago. And apparently, now hopefully we get this rumor right, but apparently I just missed you at Swallow East. You jumped on stage, this was the story, to play with the band that was there.
Probably, yeah, that sounds about right. I'm in Montauk right now.
Oh, you're there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it there.
Yeah, it's great. Dashiell, they're just talking about how creepy you are behind you.
He's going to put his son on with us. Let's say to Dashiell. Hey! What's up,
dude? We've been coming here for about 16 years now. My wife's from this area in Long Island. A little bit, not quite as far, but we're here and we come in the summer whenever we can and when I'm not working. And I'm sure I've been Talk House, Surf Lodge, you name it. If there's a drum set, I'm showing up. I'm getting up.
I love it.
That's cool.
Do you go to Lynn's Hula Hut, the little hut in the parking lot? If you haven't, you have to go there.
I'm taking any gigs. I'm in the Hula Hut in Montauk.
Yeah.
So does that mean will you go back there instead of staying in Stone Harbor over the weekend, or are
I'm just coming in? Actually, I'm doing there's thing at the World Trade Center at the Oculus where you walk through it.
That's right.
And I have a thing there on Friday, and it's running through the weekend, but I have to go down for Friday.
Look over your right shoulder.
Really trippy. It's like 2 football fields long, giant digital screens, and my art and a bunch of other people.
Chad, turn around.
Turn around.
Yeah, I just ran away. He was up on the windowsill.
Don't encourage him.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
It's a rascal. This one. I mean, I'm getting payback big time.
Hey, does he play? Does he play drums?
He used to really like the guitar when he was younger. I thought he was going to be the next Jimi Hendrix, but he kind of gave it up. He likes skateboarding and just wreaking havoc with his parents. So now he's riding his bike, and but my middle one, my 12-year-old plays the drums actually, and it's a room full of drums in here.
Ah, nice,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a drum question for you.
Bed and 3 drum sets.
I have a drum question for you. I'm a lifelong drummer. I'm 53 years old. I quit for a long stretch. I have some hearing issues. I have tinnitus. I played in a band. I did the damage. It's over. But I've been getting back into it the last few years. Bought a great Roland electronic kit. And I've decided to crack down and work on the fundamentals, things that I should have done that I really wasn't paying attention to when I was in marching band and so on. And so I'm really working hard, and I'm doing it just for me. I'm not going to play in a band or anything like that. I just want to be a great drummer just to entertain myself and to satisfy myself. And so I've been working hard. I've been seeing a lot of progress. I'm feeling really, really good about it. And then, boom, all of a sudden, I got this wicked case of tendonitis in my left elbow. And I went to an orthopedic, and he's like, you got to stop playing for a while. But, dude, my momentum is, I'm tearing it up. I'm improving so much. And I don't know if I should listen to the doctor or I should follow my heart and keep on practicing hard,
Man, is it have anything to do with the rolling kit, like how you're hitting? Is that because they don't have a lot of, or do they have a lot of give?
No, they did. You know what? Actually, where I initially heard it is I was doing it on a pillow, to work on my rebound a little bit, and I think I went a little too hard on that. So it was my own doing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you, brother, when you like want to do it, and then it's like. You can't, or you're not supposed to. Is it inflammation or is it tendonitis?
No, it's like it might be like a little tear in there. So,
Okay.
Yeah. But you've played for as hard as you guys play, especially when you're touring. Do you ever have these things pop up where it's like, oh man, what am I going to do? Yeah.
Absolutely. It's more. I don't think that I've had tendonitis.
Yeah.
But I get inflammation in my joints, in my wrist, in my elbow. It's not normal to do this.
Right.
Man like me. So it's like, it's going to catch up to you.
Yeah.
So you really, it's a funny thing. I tell people, it's like, it's no longer like, you party all night and get all wasted and whatever till 4 a.m, sleep for 2 hours, get up. It's literally now it's what you got to do to take care of yourself so you can be healthy to perform at the level that you want to.
Right.
So it's a whole different thing. It's really like taking care of yourself, eating right, getting enough sleep. Sounds so boring, but yeah, it's inflammation is the thing that gets me.
Okay.
And so I have to when after we play, if anything hurts or not, I just ice.
Yeah.
I ice my wrists. It's mainly my wrists that tend to get sticky, as I like to call it, and that really helps. But tendonitis, man, that's
Yeah. I should probably listen to the doctor. I don't know. I'll work it out later. But speaking of the music, I did hear a whisper recently that you and the Red Hot Chili Peppers are starting to get ideas together for a new record. Any truth to that?
There's truth to that. Yes, you heard correct. We're making a record, and we're almost done with it.
Wow.
And then when it's the pandemic thing is no concerts, so we just wrote music and recorded a bunch of songs, and we're gonna put a record out when it's done and baked like a nice cake.
Yeah.
And we'll go play some shows. We're gonna play next year though. We decided to wait. I want it to be fun and safe, and as you were talking about, as normal as possible for everybody, and be able to experience not only performing but going to the show. So it's so yeah. I know there's some shows popping up now, but we're gonna wait until next year, like a lot of people, and come out.
How do you guys? How do you guys keep it so fresh and continue to put out like good new music that doesn't sound like the album before or the album before or the album before? You guys have a knack to really just continue to produce great new music.
Wow. You're very smart, not only handsome, powerful.
Powerful?
Anyway, yeah, thank you. Well, we love it. And so, Guy, and as I was just alluding to before, I think that you have to keep changing and growing and challenging yourself as an artist. It's just, why keep doing the same thing over and over? Or some people, that's kind of all they can do, so they do that. Okay. But we're pretty good, as humbly as I can say. We like all kinds of different music, and we want to not do what we did. It's going to sound like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but we have a distinct, something I'm very proud of. We have an identifiable sound to our band. And, Anthony has a very, recognizable voice, and we play the way we do. And you put 4 of us together, and we can kind of do anything. So we're so fortunate that way. That opens up the palette of like fast, slow, hard, funk, rock, blah, 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 all those stupid categories. We just make music that we like. And hopefully you make some good ones. They're not all going to be great. But,
hey,
do it, man.
Chad,
keep doing the same thing. That would be...
I wanted to ask about the dynamic with your guitar players and Josh Klinghoffer and John Frusciante, and the floating in and out of the two guys. Does that get weird at all? Trying to make those decisions of who's going to be playing guitar on with the band now, and because I mean you're talking about your livelihood, you're talking about a brotherhood and all that stuff. So how difficult is it to make those? And you're also talking about legalities and stuff, about contracts and things. So
yeah, it is difficult. We don't interchange our band members like changing our underwear. It's like the chemistry of a group is so important, and that really to me separates all the great bands have amazing chemistry, and it doesn't mean every player has to be so proficient on their instrument, and it's just how people, it's a team, and it's a gang, and it's like how they mesh together. And we've been very fortunate to have great musicians in our band, great guitar players, other drummers before I joined, 30 whatever years ago, but like wonderful musicians. And you have to have that connection with that person for it to, gel together and make something that's special. And with John Frusciante, who's come back in our group, this is now the third time, we have that thing with him. And I don't know what it is, but we have it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
When we get together, we make this thing that's special. And, as you get older, you don't take that for granted. When we're younger, kind of like, oh, yeah, whatever, But as you learn and go through life and life experiences, you learn, don't take this for granted. So when he wanted to come back in our group again, he'd gone off and done other things, and he wanted to be in a band again. He's like, this is the only band I want to be in. I just want to play with you guys. And so we were like, I think this would be great to have this opportunity, another fresh, kind of take on what we're doing in 2020 or whenever it was when he joined, a year ago. And so we welcome that. And, again, the other guys in the band are amazing. We've made great music, have had wonderful times. I love Josh and Dave Navarro and all these guys that have been in our group. But, we do have a special thing with John. So we're gonna get on that and see what happens.
Nice.
Hey, Chad, not only am I the guy who claps and cheers in the background when we bring guests on, but I'm also the guy that makes. It's a great job. It's a great gig. Pays the mortgage. But I'm also the guy who makes things weird, and so I want to invite you over for a cigar this weekend because I'm a short town over from where you are. But if you want to come over for a cigar or a crab cake sandwich, I know where to get the good stuff.
Sounds really weird.
We know.
It was supposed to be.
I thought you were going to play. You can come over, some kind of sandwich, and we'll play hide the cigar.
Yeah. Now that's a party.
I heard about the Jersey Shore thing. Somewhat, I don't know, but you know what? I'm down for whatever. So you might have to come get me rescue me from the gallery.
All right.
Well, join you for a cigar.
Speaking of the gallery, so people come out, they get to see the artwork and purchase as well, correct? And how is that working? I mean, you're going to be on premises.
I've got the times here.
Oh, you do? All right.
Saturday, 7 to 10 p.m., and then Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So.
Oh, they're awesome. Yeah.
I think I'm only going to 1 on Sunday. I don't want to drive 9 hours back to Memorial Day Sunday. But yeah, I'll be there and come down and we'll hang out and talk about whatever and look at stuff, and I may.
Kathy, listen, I know it's only Tuesday, but there's a lot in the world of food that's going on right now.
Oh, we have to do it then.
Yeah,
there's no option.
Yes, Casey's going to get my bell.
Yeah.
I always forget to do
bell
this.
up.
So here we go. It's time for... Oh, come on.
Okay, hang on.
Wait,
put it down.
I can't hold it. There's no words on it. Hang on. I just want to get my mic close to it. That's why I'm doing it. So it's time for the Connoisseur.
The Tuesday edition of the Connoisseur. Get all your eating plans in order for the Labor Day weekend.
Ooh, that's a good way to put it.
That's how I'm selling this crap.
All right, so we're going to start with some local stuff. Chef Mark Vetri is going to join the new food lineup at the Wells Fargo Center's club level.
I like this.
This will be completing the roster of celebrity restaurateurs announced as part of a $350 million renovation of the South Philadelphia Arena. And it'll be unveiled fully in October, from what I understand. It'll be when the Sixers and Flyers get underway. So it's whole new at the club level. We talked about some of the improvements over the past year or so that they've been working on.
Some of them were stalled a bit because of everything that was going on, obviously. But I'm a sucker for food, and everything tastes better there, And I don't know if it's just the general zeal, but I'm very excited for the additions.
It needs to, because everything costs more there.
It does, yeah.
Very well, it better taste better.
You can get a bowl of popcorn for $60.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Vetri's game will be pizza. Okay. So
pizza party.
It says, "Hey everybody,
it's a Mark Vetri pizza party." Do we have that?
That was the
Yeah,
Olsen.
I'm looking for it.
The Olsen
Hang on.
twins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pizza party.
PRZZA. We gotta have that.
It's
Somewhere.
it's just late. It's probably
Then we
labeled.
need to get it now, goddammit.
You looking under pizza or?
No, I
Olsen
already looked under
twins?
pizza. It's got to be under Olsen,
Olsen,
twins.
Yes, they took an old video of the Olsen twins
Yeah.
Pitched it down.
and pitched it down a little bit.
There you
and turned
go.
it into the. Here we go. This is it.
You know what? I'm gonna cut that out now. Okay. Start all over.
Pizza.
Did I happen to say? Pizza!
It's like this tribal thing
Okay.
Imagine if you're tripping balls and you hear that.
So with Vetri's name no longer his, it says in this article. I assume this is a Michael Klein article.
Yes.
I don't know what that means. With Vetri's name no longer his.
Did he sell the name in association with the pizza place?
Marissa knows.
With the pizza place?
Pizza.
Good luck trying to explain this, Marissa.
Yeah, it's when he sold all of his restaurants to Urban Outfitters. Not all of them, but he sold Vetri Pizza to Urban Outfitters, 5-7 years ago?
Let me ask you then, what happened to, because there was the location in the KOP.
Oh, I think that closed.
Yeah,
that's
man.
why, yeah.
That was really good.
Urban Outfitters? Or?
No, it was a Mark Vetri Pizza. It was a pizza. It was a pizza place.
Urban Outfitters is still there.
Which one of the malls was that?
It was in the richier part.
The new part.
Oh, the richier. Right
I'll
near Urban
translate for
Outfitters.
people who don't feel like listening to that.
I've decided that we'll talk like this for the rest of the day.
It was delicious. So this, do you
There's
think?
still two in the city, so you can go to the one in Center City or Fairmount.
Man,
Okay.
who else has sold their name? Because Vetri did, but there's somebody else.
Kleenex.
No. Somebody local, a restaurateur, Marissa, maybe you know better than I do, but somebody else sold their name and they had their name on the restaurant and it's no longer even theirs. And that's just got to be a weird thing to
Was it Tony Luke? Tony Luke.
Maybe.
No, it's Tony
Because you can sell the
Luke.
licensing rights to your name and your product to a bigger company.
Yeah,
The liability is that if the quality diminishes, your name is on it and it
Right.
diminishes
Yeah,
your
yeah.
impact.
Yeah, his situation's interesting because Vetri Pizza he sold, but he still has the restaurant called Vetri, which is the really expensive.
But this
10
says
course.
he sold his entire restaurant group, the Vetri family, to Urban Outfitters.
Huh.
Nick,
he
was
still
it Mickey Rooney?
No.
Mickey Rooney.
He had the Tabas Hotel out in Downingtown.
Yeah.
Giant head, small body.
I remember that. All right, anyway.
All right, enough of this.
Enough of that. With his name no longer his Vetri's chief of staff, Carolyn Setlow, has coined the name MVP. That's what it should be called, which could be
Mark Vetri Pizza.
It could be a play on that, yeah. And the venue sports name. MVP will replace The Bistro, a stand which was on the 11th Street side. Vetri said the MVP pizza will be different from Pizzeria Vetri's. He said, I like to call it a cross between Rome and Naples. There will be a 10-inch personal size plus a 16-incher for the suites.
Why don't they call it Raples?
Oh, dude, thank you.
I'm sorry?
Well, Rome and Naples, I would call it Raples.
I don't think it'd sell as well.
No.
What does that say on your menu? It says Raples.
Calzones and desserts will round out the menu.
Calzones are overrated.
Wow.
Blanket statement.
No, I'm with you, bro.
Oh, no.
What about strombolis?
I'm going. Fine. No problem. Stromboli all day.
Yeah.
The calzone?
Calzone.
No? Calzone is just a little stromboli.
No, it's not.
About the calzone.
Calzone has regatta cheese.
Nick, you made the mistake. You didn't say full stop.
Yeah.
If you had said full stop, they would not be able to argue.
I have never saw somebody get so worked up over a calzone. Dear.
Yeah, well, I have my opinions, Kathy.
Do you not like regatta cheese?
It's fine.
Oh, no. See, yeah.
No, I mean, it's fine.
I'm
There's
not sure
nothing
we
wrong
can
with
be
it.
friends anymore.
By the way, circling back, Mark
It's like a pizza party.
Mark Vetri Pizza is still in King of Prussia. They moved to that town center where the Wegmans is and the REI.
Steve, we can go there.
We're gonna go have a pizza party, Kathy.
Because we are not going into the city, that's for sure.
No.
It's called Pizzeria Vetri.
Oh, excellent. Because it was really good.
I had a pizza cone the other day for the first time in my life.
Those are good.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
I mean, they are.
Oh, yes, they are.
They're better than a calzone.
Not even
Way
close.
better than a calzone.
I had one. Is it from the truck?
It was on the boardwalk, place called Kona.
Because I had it. I liked it.
Yeah. I mean, it's you have there's a certain way you have to eat it,
There's
so you
a
don't
different way to eat pizza.
get it all over your face. And
Yeah.
shirt.
I liked it, Case. I'm with you. Even bad pizza's pretty good.
Yeah, except cone pizzas, they suck.
Yeah.
Since Nick, if Nick's going to take a firm stance, I'm going to.
You can, yeah, that's all right.
Just remember to say full stop, and then we can't argue.
Cone pizza.
As previously announced, Steven Starr's name is attached to a place called Adrian.
Yeah.
A 300-seat American tavern, which is replacing the grill at the Wells Fargo Center. And, of course, it is named after Talia Shire's character in Rocky.
That's excellent.
Yep. And one of the levels Broad Street side, on the levels Broad Street side, Jose Garces will front Garces Eats, serving dishes inspired by the Garces Restaurant's Village Whiskey and the Old Bar, and Distrito as well.
It's right next to Buckus, where everything tastes like a dog's ass.
Well, dude, you and I are like, I was thinking Butkus as well. I'm like, could you call a place Butkus and it's just nothing but like animal butts, like pork butts? Because people eat pork butts.
Absolutely.
What other animal ass do people eat?
Actually, the butt is actually the shoulder.
Oh, really?
Yeah, believe it or not, and I think that the shoulder is called the butt. Believe it or not,
that's weird.
Isn't it strange?
Yeah,
you would have to pull up the different cuts of meat on a
cow.
On a
pork.
On a dog.
On a pork.
Go pet the pork.
On a pig. I think I'm correct about that. I'm not 100% sure.
But is there? Okay.
I don't think there is.
Okay.
The ham is the ass. Hey, ham ass.
That's right, yeah. The jambon.
Jambon?
Yeah, that's where you get the word ham, and that's the French word for leg.
Jambon.
And the top of the butt is the leg. There we go.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Anyway, moving on. So the club level also is getting a premium seating entrance and lobby, new seating options, and themed whiskey and tequila bars.
Now, that's good news for you, correct?
Yeah.
Whiskey connoisseur.
Hell yes. Adrian MVP and Garces Eats will be operated by Aramark, the center's food and beverage partner. That's the other thing. When you open up a place at the Wells Fargo
Aramark
Center,
is gonna run it.
Aramark does the food. I knew somebody who had a little bit of an issue with that.
I know who that person is.
And they didn't like the quality control on that. So,
Well, when you have your own brand, you're handing it over to somebody else and hoping that they keep the quality.
And that was the issue.
Yep.
Now I'm a fan of, a lot of that stuff. Like I don't know what it is, but I want chicken fingers when I go there.
You love
and
the chicken fingers.
I do. And stuff I would never normally eat. But when you're there, that Aramark stuff, I dig it.
But
What
like
can I say?
the Chickies fries, Chickies and Pete's fries are everywhere.
Yeah.
Is it just because that's easy?
It's easy to maintain
because
that.
because it seems the same no matter
Right.
where you get it.
Yeah.
And the sauce as well.
yeah, I guess it's probably pretty simple. Yeah, we pull up. Yeah, the butt is up on the shoulder.
Okay.
Casey,
And my
so.
friend Jen, she says that she eats turkey butts. So
I've
never
not
had
been
it.
a big fan of the ass.
So butt kiss might be a reality someday,
Yeah.
Casey.
Yeah.
All animal butts. Wait till you see the line out in front of that place.
Out of the bag.
All right, order up. Next one. I love this. Antoine Dodson, the man behind the Hide Your Wife, Hide Your Kids.
Yes.
viral moment.
One of the
is
first big viral stars.
getting in on the adult beverage game by partnering with his local craft brewery called Straight to Ale, which is based out of Huntsville, Alabama. And the name of the beer pays homage to his virality, as it is called the Run and Tell That, with a cartoon of him on the can. Now, just to re-familiarize you guys with Antoine Dodson, this was his moment. So there was a break-in at his home invasion, and attempted rape of his sister. He intervened, and scared the guy off. And then the news came and was doing a story on it, and it was just gold. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
So this was it to remind you of that.
He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, because they raping everybody out here. We got your T-shirt. You done left fingerprints and all. You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real. You don't have to come and confess that you did it. We're looking for you. We gonna find you. I'm letting you know now. So you can run and tell that, homeboy.
Do we have the remix, the song?
Oh, it was really good.
Schmo Yo Yo. You remember that? The group that did that, they had a YouTube channel, probably still do. It was called Schmo Yo Yo. And they would take these viral sensations and then auto-tune them and make songs out of them, and they were really catchy.
So they did a great parody with the Kimmy Schmidt. In the beginning, they have a guy who's supposed to be Antoine Dodson doing a viral video that they turn into a song.
Well, do we have that case?
I don't know if this is it or not. Let's find out.
Are you still hiding your kids, hiding your wives?
Oh, no. He did an ad for an app. Go back to the new stuff here, Casey, because there's something I want to, while Marissa's looking for that song, which I'm sure she is, because she's on it. She's in there like booty hair, as they say. Can you go to the new stuff, please?
Sorry.
To the most recent things sent over. Because something was triggering this memory. And Steve, when you sent over this story, it made me realize, we've had several people mention Manti Te'o.
Yes.
And I don't know if you guys remember or not, but there was a Manti Te'o auto-tune.
Was there?
Yes. He did an interview with Katie Couric.
Ah.
And that's why when everybody was bringing up this Manti Te'o thing lately, I'm like, and then I remembered it, and I had Marissa grab this. This is a little bit of this. See if you remember this.
It was just somebody's prank. I did not know she was fake. The same day that everybody else found out, I found out. I just found that everything I believed to be reality wasn't reality at all. Wasn't reality at all.
And it's when Katie comes in.
Someone you had never met. Why, Manti?
The feelings, the pain, that was all real.
Can you see why people would view this as a lie?
I didn't lie. My whole world told me that she died.
Why, Manti?
She seemed nice. She seemed very beautiful.
Did you just feel like I'm in this too deep?
Yes.
Why, Manti?
That's also Schmo Yo Yo.
I miss these.
Yeah.
They probably still do them, but
They do.
They just don't make as much
They
impact.
get gobbled up so much. They're coming at you from so many different angles, you know?
Yep.
There's about 50 new ones a day.
All right, so back to Antoine.
Yeah.
So the after the news had interviewed him, he became a sensation overnight and one of the very first viral sensations on the internet.
That was huge.
And now he's going on to create his own alcoholic beverage, and they're going to be marketing this. And it will be made available to the public coming September 24th. And it says at a big celebratory event. And Dodson will even get a chance to make his personality shine, since he is set to promote the drink in a commercial as well.
If you think of the viral videos that hit around that time, another one that came out that made the rounds that I found hilarious was the leprechauns in the trees.
Yeah.
That was another one.
And also Double Rainbow was another.
Double Rainbow.
When they auto-tuned that one.
Right.
Here's Antoine talking about his beer.
He's climbing in your...
Oh, no?
No. We don't have that.
It just says Antoine Dodson has his own beer.
Yeah, that's what the clip
Oh,
was.
okay. All right.
Sorry.
Remix at the top, Case.
Here we go.
Here we go.
raping.
We need more of that.
You know, it's another dude who made the rounds around the same time, a little bit after. That guy who had the resonant voice, who was panhandling.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he sounded like a radio announcer.
Right.
He spoke like this. I looked him up a few years ago, and he had he was starting to head in the right direction.
Yeah, and then backslid.
Slid back, and then I don't know what ended up happening after that. But he, sometimes you can kind of put a new coat of paint on someone, and it doesn't quite fix the problem within.
No,
fix the
he has
engine.
Substance abuse issues.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
apparently the Schmo Yo-Yo guys did a Chrissy Wake Up song from Stranger Things this past season.
Oh, yeah, I heard it.
Okay, is it good?
Caroline played it for me. Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
It's excellent. So there's a scene in Stranger Things where Eddie's going, Chrissy, wake up.
Yeah.
And it's kind of melodic. And they took it and they did the magic to it. And it's pretty great. So, all right, anyhow, another order here for you. So there is a bill banning the sale of whipped cream canisters to teenagers, sponsored by Democratic State Senator Joseph Adabo in New York, who said he supported the measure after he became aware of the detrimental effect of nitrous oxide was having on his district.
So this has been forever. I remember years ago going in, this is like 10, 12 years ago. I think we were up on Long Island. We were visiting family. Went in. Remember those places, the Coffee Beanery?
Yeah.
Went in there and ordered a hot chocolate. And Preston, there were like 9 empty cans of whipped cream. They couldn't find. And the guy behind the counter was like, I don't have any more. And I'm like, well, I think I know why you're running out of all the whipped cream. And so this has been around forever.
Yeah, and listen, I don't know if this was a joke picture, but this is had to have been about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Somebody posted a picture of a billboard that was in Atlantic City of basically cans of Whippets that you could buy, and
it was advertising.
It was
Whippets?
advertising Whippets, and I don't know if it was a joke because of Fish was in town at the time, and there's a ton of nitrous that's sold at those shows afterwards. But
how'd your kids? How'd your wife?
How'd your kids? How'd your wife? So I got to find it, and I don't know if it was true or not. It could have been a joke, but it looked legit.
Okay. Kent Sopris, who serves as president of the New York Association of Convenience Stores, told the Times Union that he let members of his organization know to enforce the law when he became aware of it just 2 months ago, which he attributed to a likely issue regarding how the law was tracked. Apparently, it's been in place for a little while, but they haven't enforced it yet. And a spokesperson for the based supermarket chain Price Chopper told the Albany newspaper that self-checkouts in their stores would begin flagging whipped cream canisters as age-restricted products beginning on September 1st. And other food retailers have taken similar steps.
What else falls into that realm? Is it around?
Well, can you huff?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
No, well, stuff that they are like I know they won't sell eggs. There's an age restriction around Halloween that some stores will enforce. But there's not a lot that, I mean, you're 13, 14, 15 years old. You go in and, I wouldn't automatically assume, they're using it for this. The kid just wants whipped cream.
Yeah, no, this picture that I'm looking at looks legit. And do you want me to say the name of this company? Because it says ice cold nitrous. I think that's a 580 gram whipped cream chargers. All right, so they're just I think are they called crackers? Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, if you remember Steve-O. Steve-O when he was in
yes,
really bad. So here's we have a picture of the billboard here.
It
in
looks
the
kind of
studio.
legit. In fact, there's a QR code on it.
There's a QR code. There's a website. So this is not necessarily being marketed as nitrous for your whipped cream. This is
there's clearly like some sort of Grateful Dead Volkswagen bus.
Yeah, there's a website at the bottom of that. If you want to click on that website, see what that's all about. But so when you you could get these whippet crackers and basically crack it into you would
A
twist
dispenser.
it. A dispenser. You would twist it, crack it, and then inhale it. This is what we did in college.
But
It's what we did in college. Like,
Right.
listen, I'm
You don't do it now,
I wasn't
and
like
it's bad.
biting on the corners of Kensington or anything like that. It was
Right.
it was
had
a
it-
legit store purchases. It wasn't good, and I killed a ton of brain cells. But now it's being marketed as such.
Okay. Well, in New York, you got to show proof of age.
Yes.
In order to purchase whipped
Your
cream.
whippets.
Yeah. Yep. All right, moving on. Stop the music.
Uh-oh.
Order up. Thank you. All right, so how about this? Do you love Mountain Dew to say I do? If so, you can have a chance to win a trip to Las Vegas to get married this October to a can of alcoholic hard Mountain Dew.
What the hell is that?
It's a promotion. Okay,
All right.
so
Are you a Mountain Dew fan?
there was a time I haven't had it in ages, but I used to love it.
You know who loves it? Mormons. Mormons love Mountain Dew. They do.
Because that's
why?
Well, it's caffeine. Yeah.
Because it has caffeine.
Yeah, it's like probably next to like Jolt Cola,
Next to
or
Whippets.
or Red Bull. It's probably the most caffeinated soft drink.
Why do Mormons love it then?
Because they're allowed to drink caffeine now.
Okay.
Yeah, they weren't before.
What, do they love coffee?
Yeah, do they love coffee too?
Coffee has a it's not everybody's cup of coffee.
Where are you
it doesn't
basing
taste-
this off of?
Just hey, you know what? Do your research, Kath. Okay, all right, do your research.
I'm just wondering where you came up with Mormons love Mountain Dew.
I was hanging with Mormons in Utah, and they
So
were
one Mormon
sucking,
likes Mountain Dew?
They were sucking. Well, listen, we were talking. They were
Nick, if you
sucking
could do a
down-
quick check.
I don't even know what the hell we're talking
Do
about.
Mormons disproportionately love Mountain Dew?
Rather than question me,
Just accept what I say.
We'll just accept everything you say.
Stalin used to say the same thing.
I'm just interested where it comes from because
Rather
you
than
throw out
question-
these statements and where did this research come from?
Maybe the preface should be anecdotally, I believe.
There's an article from the Salt Lake Tribune that Nick has pulled up.
and I read that every single day.
The LDS Church, blah blah blah. Nick, find something that's pertinent
That
in
talks
there,
about Mountain Dew.
and I'll continue to mention the promotion
Anything?
while you do your research. So, bachelors and bachelorettes looking to wed an adult beverage must express their undevoted love and passion for hard Mountain Dew in the form of an epically awesome proposal to be considered, a news release said. Mountain Dew announced that it was going the alcohol route earlier this year, and now the brand hopes that there is enough time for superfans to fall in love with hard Mountain Dew. And they continue to say that to court the hard Mountain Dew can, fans must propose to hard Mountain Dew by sharing their love story and writing a legendary personalized wedding proposal that shows the brand why they're the one to spend a lifetime of happiness together. The news release stated submissions will be scored based on imagination, originality, and most importantly, love of hard Mountain Dew.
So this is a cute idea. I would say this. My take on Mountain Dew was always that it was very, very sweet. And so I guess this is actually the perfect sort of soda to pair with an alcohol, right? Because
could be.
That's what you're looking for, right?
I can't say that I've ever had a Mountain Dew cocktail before, though. I don't think I've ever had anything mixed with Mountain Dew in it, so I'm not sure what would pair well with this. The lucky winner will be flown to Las Vegas for a wedding ceremony at the Little Las Vegas Chapel. The fan and their new aluminum spouse will stay 2 nights in a, quote, epic Vegas suite, and the wedding reception will be held at one of Las Vegas's hottest clubs.
Now they're also gonna be forced to consummate the marriage under the viewing of some sort of Mountain Dew cuck.
Maybe. Yeah. The winner will receive $1,000 and lots of hard Mountain Dew as a wedding present. So you get some cool prizes. Those interested in proposing can do so at harddoido.com. And the last do is spelled D-O, not D-E-W. The deadline to apply is September 8th. So
You know who'd like this?
It's a goofy little
Mormons.
thing.
Yeah. They would love it.
All right, hang on. Let me go to Jason, grew up Mormon.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi, Jason. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, fellas. How's it going?
Good. What's up, buddy?
sometimes the whistle goes whoop, and sometimes the whistle goes whoop whoop.
Woo, woo. All right, what's up, bud?
So I grew up Mormon, yeah, and the main reason like Mormons choose soda, like Mountain Dew, Pepsi, over like coffee or tea is because of this whole word of wisdom that they live by. They're not allowed to have tobacco, caffeinated drinks. It's kind of a loophole. They have these whole like soda stores, like soda fountains. It's like a Starbucks but for sodas.
Okay.
Hey, Jason,
Utah.
is there a correlation between drinking a cold drink versus drinking a hot drink when it comes to Mormons, and one that might be caffeinated versus one that a caffeinated drink that's hot is a little more forbidden than a caffeinated drink that is cold?
No, you would think that there'd be no differentiation, and there's really not. It's more so how they call it hot drinks. That's what we referred to it back in the 1800s as like coffee and tea.
Right.
So it has to do with like very, very early Mormonism.
All right.
So why
yeah,
can you
it doesn't
have
matter
soda?
Hot, cold, whatever.
Why
no
can you have
caffeine,
soda
that's
though and not coffee?
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like it's really kind of a loophole that the Mormons, like technically, if they're living by the letter of the law, they shouldn't be drinking any caffeine.
Okay.
Because it's a addicting substance. You know, I don't know if you drink coffee a lot, but you know, if you go without it, you're going to get a headache.
Hey, Jason, by the way, is coffee still flat out a no-no?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, for some reason I thought that had been relaxed.
No.
Huh.
No, they don't go to church for 3 hours anymore on Sundays. It's only 2.
All right.
They relaxed in that way, but
Okay, interesting.
yes.
All right, so soda, caffeinated soda is a bit of a loophole, and they will see that as kind of being a little bit of a vice, I guess, that they are okay to go ahead and participate with.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, they got these whole like stores dedicated to like these variations on soda drinks where they'll have like Red Bull or like coconut milk or it's weird. They're only like
You drink a soda drink.
Yeah.
You drink a coffee drink.
No, they have really interesting things concerning beverages, and we've talked about the Zion curtain.
Yes.
That they have in restaurants. You can't see drinks being made.
Nope.
You're not allowed to visibly see cocktails being made.
super weird. Sitting at a bar with my brother. This was like a month ago. We went out for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. And we were drinking a beer, and he ordered a Moscow Mule. They would not set down his mule until he finished his beer.
Okay, yeah. I told you I was cut off one time at a restaurant. I asked for
Probably at like 9:30.
I asked for a second cocktail,
and that was it.
And they said, "Sorry, we can't serve you anymore." I was like, I think I drank my first one too fast.
Was that it?
That was it. Yeah.
Wow.
You can't get beer out there like above 5% unless you go to like a state store.
And yet they have, instead of pretzels, they have bowls full of whippets. Which is so
crazy.
Weird.
It's just crazy.
All right, thanks, Jason. Appreciate it, man.
Guys, have a good one.
All right, you too. See ya.
Apparently, they also love Mountain Dew over there in the Middle East. I was listening to this podcast about, you guys know Bo Bergdahl? He was
absolutely.
captured by the Taliban. Either way, he was captured, I believe, in Afghanistan. But he was talking in this thing about how they just love Mountain Dew over there.
All right.
The Mormons of the desert.
Yeah.
By the way, 2012, Latter-day Saints allowed members to drink caffeinated soft drinks. 2017, Brigham Young started selling caffeinated sodas on campus.
Ooh.
So interesting. All right, well, anyhow, if you want to get married to Mountain Dew,
yes,
the hard Mountain Dew, which is the alcohol base, you can. And by the way, I got a text from a friend of mine who said that, believe it or not, tequila and Mountain Dew pair well pretty good. It's called a redneck margarita. So
interesting. Yeah, you want to try one on the show?
That's okay.
Somebody said if you mix a Mountain Dew with Jack Daniels, it's called a Jackadoo.
Jackadoo.
I don't know if that sounds good or at all, but
we should make a week. Guess what I get to do?
Yeah, you're right.
Guess what I get to do?
All right.
How about a Jackadoo?
Order up. All right, how about this? We're going to continue in the beverage department. We've had a lot of beverage stories today.
Yeah.
Very little in the food.
We're very
hydrated. Tea can be part of a healthy diet, and people who drink tea may even be a little more likely to live longer than those who do not.
Yes.
Tea contains helpful substances known to reduce inflammation. Past studies in China and Japan, where green tea is popular, suggest health benefits. The new study extends the good news to the UK's favorite drink, which is black tea. Scientists from the U.S. National Cancer Institute asked about the tea habits of nearly 500,000 adults in the United Kingdom, and then followed them up for up to 14 years. And they adjusted for risk factors such as health, socioeconomics, smoking, alcohol intake, diet, age, race, and gender. And higher tea intake, 2 or more cups daily, was linked to a modest benefit, a 9 to 13% lower risk of death from any cause versus non-tea drinkers.
So you're saying, and it doesn't matter if you include sugar or milk in that tea
Tea
as well.
temperature or adding milk or sugar did not change the result.
And they said on average, tea drinkers who drink 2 cups or more a day will live another 40 years, correct?
It says 9 to 13%.
Okay.
Not another 40 years.
I do. Every day I drink at least 2 cups of tea. That outside of the morning, which is coffee, when I'm at home or relaxing, I will have tea. I love Lipton tea.
Okay, I was going to ask what kind of tea you prefer.
Yep. And my mother, and Claire, my wife, is a massive tea fan. But my mother, it didn't matter if it was 150 degrees outside, hot cup of tea.
I grew up, that was our main beverage,
Yep.
was iced tea.
Yep.
Drank loads of it, gallons of it, all the time.
Like sun tea or the sugary stuff?
So it was sweet tea. So we grew up in the South, or we lived in the South. My parents are from the South, so that's what we had.
So
It was-
like homemade?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and it's the best. I love sweet Southern tea.
But it was, we would guzzle that stuff. But I stopped a long time ago. And I will have an occasional, I had a cup of tea. Caroline makes tea all the time. She makes it every day. So she asked me if I wanted some, and I had one the other day. And may I say, it was quite delightful.
I like Ted Lasso's take on tea.
Yes. That's just brown water.
Brown water.
This tea thing's a joke over here, right? But no, I do like tea. Without a little assistance in the sweetness department, it's a bit too bland for me. Or not bland is not the right word. It's
tastes like piss.
No, it just doesn't. It's not that appetizing to me. But add a little sugar, a little sweetness to it, and I'm happier. But I will drink unsweetened iced tea.
I do fat-free milk with a little bit of sugar. I can though drink Earl Grey sans anything. I think that has a very nice taste. The Captain Picard's drink of choice. But yeah, it's just I find it soothing and
I like the ones that have notes of fruit in them,
Like a lemon tea, like a lemon zinger.
lemon or pineapple, or even orange.
I like a lemon zinger. Anybody else drink like a ginger tea or a chamomile? After
I've done that.
Dinner? Yeah.
I like them.
I feel really manly when I order a chamomile.
Remember all the big push Celestial Seasonings used to
man.
have commercials on all the time about all the different.
That's right after
tea.
your white wine spritzer, right?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, you got to wind down.
I went on
I
this.
have to finish this up. I'm having an MMA fight in 10 minutes.
Nick, I went on a tea kick and I bought every tea there was, different options. I was going to have it every single day instead of coffee. It lasted one day, and now I have an entire cabinet filled with
bring it
tea.
over.
You remember, and we talked about, the eye-opening Tivana experience. The KOP, I
Remember
went
when
in
you
there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, same deal.
I was standing in line, and I'm ordering. I didn't look at the prices, would you like 3 ounces or 5 ounces or however much it was? I'm like, well, let's get show me the container. I'm like, well, let's do the 5 ounce thing. Walks back over. That's $123. And I'm like, and I told you other people were standing in line behind me, and I'm like, of course it is. And can you throw in some of those little delightful little candies there too, please? I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to be embarrassed and say, no way, I'm not buying that.
Should have done. What's that behind
and that
you?
stuff sat around at our house for like 5 years. Yeah. And tea will last. I
It
mean,
will.
It'll sit around long enough. So it did. We got our money's worth out of that, I guess.
You usually don't go buy your tea on the 5-year plan, though.
So a study like this, apparently, about the tea and living longer. They said it was published, by the way, Monday in the Annals of Internal Medicine. They found the association held up for heart disease deaths, but there's no clear trend for cancer deaths. Researchers weren't sure why, but it's possible there weren't enough cancer deaths for any effect to show up. And they said a study like this, based on observing people's habits and health, can't provide cause and effect. It's just an observation.
That's all it is.
And they said observational studies like this always raise the question, is there something else about tea drinkers that makes them healthier? According to Marion Nessel, a professor of food studies at New York University.
They say they also tend to wash their feet when they get home.
Marion said, I like tea. It's great to drink, but a cautious interpretation seems like a good idea. What did you say?
Only in the summer.
Only in the summer is when you wash your feet?
Uh-huh. Well, that's when they're
Well, that's
gross.
going to be wrapping up soon, right?
Yes, yeah. We're moving out of summer washing feet season.
Well, you
and
don't-
we're almost into slipper season, guys. Come on.
Washing feet season.
Slipper season?
Oh, my God. Slipper season that goes with, like, hoodie season. It's the best.
Let's have a slipper party.
I look at the weather app, and I'm like, man, like today sort of seems like the last maybe hot and steamy day. I can't wait to get
we're
past.
going to be sweating in
September, and then
maybe for the weekend, then, I guess. Yeah, but I get antsy. I'm ready for it to be over.
By the way, if you believe in any of it, the Farmer's Almanac is calling for a brutal winter this winter.
Well, we had nothing last year.
I love that.
It was great.
I love that with every ounce of my being. More of that, and then because if you want to get snow, you know where to go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Just please don't
take
not
a
here.
trip, go somewhere else. Yeah, I agree.
Have some tea.
Hang on a second. Let me go to, speaking of tea, Christina used to work at Tavon.
Oh, wow.
Hi, Christina. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. Hey, do those places still exist?
No, they were actually bought out by Starbucks and then eventually got phased out in terms of the stores.
Okay, so I assume with what they were charging at Giovanna that you retired early and.
I wish. No, it was actually what do you call it? Like a wage job, but we also got a bonus.
Wow.
If we met a sales like a level per day, and then the store.
Okay.
Okay, so do you think Preston was massaged into his $150 tea purchase?
That would actually be kind of normal. Because it was like a sales job, we would always try to essentially upsell.
Yeah, sure.
So
you guys are good at it.
Yeah, it was very. Thank you. It was very, very easy to do that, especially because with specific kinds of tea. And I drink loose tea all the time, and so like when I go looking at prices as well, like a lot of those prices are relatively like standard.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I again, I'm a regular tea drinker. I just tend to default to Lipton or Twinings or whatever. But yeah, I like with the purist. It's easy for me. It's simple.
You like what you like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But
you gotta have your little tea ball.
Thank you, Christina. I appreciate it. I'm the same way with like beer, Steve. I like pretty generic beer, and then I get around like beer people.
Yeah.
And I get kind of scoffed at a little bit. I'm like,
that's what I am.
I'm just having a Corona over here.
Having what I like.
Captain Lipton's my man. He's my main man.
All right. Well, we need to. That's the last order. We gotta close up shop, gang. But thank you for stopping by this morning, the Connoisseur. Let us take a break and remind you, as we are taking a break, we have a chance for you to win a Preston and Steve themed tattoo. Today is Tattoos Day. Floating World Tattoo and Piercing on South Street is giving us a $350 gift certificate to give to you to get some Preston and Steve ink. So if you're interested, text the word tattoo to 39333. Coming back in a moment.
So yeah, that'll be happening Saturday and Sunday. Exactly.
Hey, do you know, just offhand, and I don't know if this is inappropriate to ask an artist, but what your artwork goes for money-wise, or is it
Millions!
Yeah. Wow.
You asked. No, come on. I don't know.
Okay.
Price points in front of you. There's little ones. There's a lot of different ones.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
But it's it's affordable.
Let's just say art to suit every budget.
I love it. Nice.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah.
All right. Well, Chad will be, just to reiterate, at the
Stillwater shirt?
Yeah, he's wearing a Stillwater shirt.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just picked this up. But in fact, they're reissuing the soundtrack from Almost Famous. If you didn't hear what Chad said, he was asking if I'm wearing a Stillwater shirt.
Right.
And they're reissuing the soundtrack in like a 5-disc set or something like that. And they're going to have 5 full-length songs from Stillwater. Whoever the group was, you said Mike McCready?
Yeah, Mike McCready, Nancy Wilson wrote a lot of the songs. I think Cameron Crowe contributed as well, too. But, full-fledged great musicians. But there was a band, and the story, I mean, we can talk about this at another time, but the story behind the band Stillwater, there was a fictional band created by Cameron Crowe for the movie, is really impressive.
Yeah. Kind of like what's his name? Willie Nelson's son. The
Lucas.
Band. Yeah, Lucas. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like that was the band for that movie, for the Star is Born movie.
With Bradley Cooper. Yeah, they
didn't know that.
They became buddies, and Bradley Cooper became a better musician because he worked with Lucas on that record. Yeah.
Hey, just a quick question, because we have you talk about Almost Famous. What movie do you think most captures? Since you're an actual rock star, what movie do you think resonates and captures the spirit of being a rock star? The best.
Down, no doubt. The movie This Is Spinal Tap.
There we go.
Nice.
Come on.
Yeah.
The greatest films. I'm sorry. They nail it. Every scene. If you've been in a band at all, done any traveling at all, it's incredible. It holds up to this day.
It does.
Other movies, Almost Famous, all that stuff, but to me, Spinal Tap, hands down.
Are you saying you've gotten lost backstage trying to find your way to the stage before?
Of course. Everything in that movie, not one thing. It's the limo, the whole, everything. It's the record company party, everything. The girlfriend, the thing. It's spot on.
That's great. I love to hear that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, Chad, thanks for your time, man. Stone Harbor.
I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And we'll stop. Maybe me and Casey will stop by. We both have shore houses, so we'll come by and say hello.
Please do. That would be awesome.
All
Love
right.
to see you.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Chad Smith. Red Hot Chili Peppers, guys. Oh, my God. He is the coolest guy. He is the coolest guy. And his son, Dashel, was pretty awesome, too, man.
His son kept popping up in the window behind him.
So it is this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. And once again, it is the Ocean Gallery. So if you want to check with them ahead of time, you can reach out and find out what the full, meeting times and all that stuff will be, which is cool. So.
I like that idea of visualizing drum playing and then what they're doing with that. It's cool stuff.
This guest is one of the more colorful characters through the years of contestants on Jeopardy. So much so, not only a Tournament of Champions winner, but they loved his personality so much, brought him in to host. He's been hosting this week the Tournament of Champions.
He's been doing a great job.
2021. Buzzy Cohen is joining us. Buzzy, good morning to you, sir. Hey, I got to ask you, man, how was it? I mean, you guys film these things in advance. Was it as surreal as you thought it might be, being up there, standing in Alex's place?
Totally. It was like dreaming in a dream, like it was so bizarre, but also so wonderful. It's always great to be back on that stage. I'm a fan first, so anytime I get to be a part of the show, I'm absolutely stoked. But even on the first tape day, we taped 5 shows in a day. So the first week of shows we did in one day.
Wow.
On the lunch break of the first week, I just went out and walked out on set just to drink it in and have a moment by myself. Cause you never get that, you're always when you're a contestant, you're always in the green room, you're being shuttled off. And so I really tried to take advantage of that. And it was, I was in Alex's green room. It was
so wild.
I was really connecting with him. It was amazing.
Well, I have to say, first off, you've been doing a great job. I love to see people who excel, and Ken has done it. You guys are GOAT status, and Ken the GOAT at this point, but still, you guys have, I think, a singular credibility when it comes to being up there and doing this. And the show is just so you can tell you are a fan. And if you were nervous, that didn't come through. What I do love is the knowledge, and you always sense this with Alex, that there is a wealth of knowledge behind the clue giver who can sort of accentuate a little bit of information that's being, imparted throughout the show. As you're doing it, did you have that moment, though, in that where you're so overwhelmed, where you're like, oh, yeah, I'm actually running this thing? Did you lapse into contestant mode for a nanosecond or observer mode?
Well, I spent about 4 weeks getting prepared for this, and I had to I watched a lot of Alex, and I had to totally change the way that I was watching the show to switch. So by the time we got there to the actual tape day, I had my mentality had totally shifted. But one thing that I think it really helped me with is that being a contestant, I kind of understand the way you listen to the clues and hear the clues.
Yes.
And so it helped me kind of understand where to kind of put a little more emphasis because, you know, like Alex, like I want the contestants to get the questions. I'm not here trying to like trick them.
Well,
So
you know, there's a perfect example of that, and you make a good point. Last night there was a clue where this spotted dance, and it was polka. And I would not have known it other than the clue of spotted. I thought, oh, polka dots.
Yeah.
And so, but that's the genius of the show. And then you asked it.
Totally.
I think you laid it in there. I got it. They didn't get it, but I got it. And that's what Alex did so brilliantly.
Yeah, I think that he was my North Star, and what he always did was like he was on the side of the contestants and the show, like the integrity of the show. And so that's whenever I had a question about how to approach something, it was like, how do I keep the integrity of the show as strong as possible, and also make this enjoyable for the contestants? My Tournament of Champions was so fun, and I just wanted to make sure that they were having a good time. For me, that was making sure that the taping and everything went as smoothly as possible. And so I really just wanted to do a great job, not just for myself, but also for them and also for the fans. I wanted them to have a great Tournament of Champions. This is like a highlight of the year.
Buzzy, was there anything that you discovered that you didn't realize it was one of Alex's responsibilities as host, maybe that's kind of not even really even seen? It's just you have to be in that place to go, oh, yeah, he does this as well.
Well, the thing that you realize when you start, because when you're getting ready as a contestant, you're sort of ignoring his reads in a way. You're reading the clues faster than him to try to figure out if you know it, and then just listening for him to finish. What I realized is every single clue that he is reading, he approaches like its own thing. He doesn't have like a Alex clue read. Every single clue is its own story.
I don't know where that's coming
It's not a marathon. It's 61 sprints. Each clue, like, he gave its own life. And that, to be able to do that and not just kind of like zone out and get into like, okay, here's my clue read rhythm, is incredible. And I think the other thing he did so well was he could pepper in little bits of color, like just for fun, like teasing that, oh, you're out of the hole, blah, blah, blah. Doing that when you're in the moment and trying to track what clues happening, all that is not easy. And, you know, I think what was amazing is how effortless he made the entire thing.
Preston and I, and we've all discussed those little things like when like encouraging somebody. That's right.
Totally.
Those little things which seem like, oh, what? He's just simply conversing. That everyone can do that. No. To sort of finesse it in there and keep momentum. Because think about it. Without that, you'd have these glacial pauses that that would really resonate. But that forward momentum, and you're doing it well. You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
And so yeah, I mean, but that's why the show is the creme de la creme of game shows.
I agree. And the other like little things like that I had to learn at the beginning, which was like saying yes, correct, right, good, not always just saying yes, yes. Which, by the way, when the first time I did it, I just like, when I did a practice game on my own, it was yes, because we don't think about changing it up, but as a viewer, it gets so boring when you hear. So little things like that he just, because he'd been doing it for almost 40 years, it was just so second nature.
As a radio show host, that's one of the things that I do. So I'm glad other people are finally picking up on that. So
Buzzy, this is Nick. I'm a huge fan, and thanks for responding to me over Instagram and agreeing to come over the show. It was really cool, and I've been watching, like Steve and everybody here, every bit of the tournament this over the last couple of weeks. I wanted to ask you about polarizing contestants, because Ryan was on last night, and there was a lot of response to him that was negative. And he made it to the Tournament of Champions. He's a really good contestant. He's really smart. But he was kind of off-putting, and so I saw on social media, and I contributed to it, that there was some pushback against the guy. But you, as a host, obviously you have to remain neutral. Is it hard for you to incorporate that into your job while you're actively hosting it?
I mean, Ryan was. If you hadn't seen it last, he basically was a bad sport. He was kind of, he read as a bad sport. Yeah,
I'm going to come to Ryan's defense here. I've been through this, and I know people who have, like, everyone has a different approach to this. And I think Ryan, he was a great competitor. First of all, he's a great player.
Yeah.
If you look at, if you take out those daily doubles, he outplayed Veronica last night, right? If just straight clue play. And I think that it's hard to be on. How many of us have to be on camera for like a devastating moment like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not, like, I think, if to compare Jeopardy contestants to professional athletes is not quite fair, because if you're a professional athlete, you've been through like the high school and college, and you've been through this, like, this is the second time he's lost a game of Jeopardy ever. Okay. He played his heart out, and it just wasn't enough. It's hard to have 4 cameras on you in that moment. And he and the other contestants have a great camaraderie. I don't think it had anything to do with Veronica. I think it's hard to be processing that on camera. I think that different people have different, like, I had a very like happy-go-lucky, win-lose, whatever attitude. Not everybody's like that, and I don't think we need to expect that from.
I'm sorry. The dude made it to the Tournament of Champions semifinals, and I'm sitting there on my couch, and so it's I have no place to judge. I'm a viewer. I'm not a contestant, so I don't want to be harsh on the guy, but it's just got to be. You see people rooting for or against particular contestants, and it makes it difficult for somebody like that, I'm sure, to have to go through.
Yeah, and for me, I was like, to be honest, when I saw I think the feeling in the studio was I think a little different than what it came across at home when he missed that daily double and then was like trying so hard to come back. I think everybody suddenly was like, oh man, you got to feel for this guy.
Well,
like,
and that to me read that even at that point that read his passion. I got it. I'm like, damn it, I'm off my game. Or like, I just happened to a couple of days ago we were at a golf charity, and I'm seeing people respond who are hitting bad shots. Like you see that same frustration. I got that. Yeah. At the end, you would like to think though. And again, you're right. It's a unique circumstance. Everything's on the line, and I get it because I think he's normally a likable guy. It just seemed like there was. It was her moment. You lost, and he's. I think that's what a lot of people read and saw. It's like, wow, man, you not even an acknowledgement or something, and that's what it is.
And also you have to remember there's editing, like those after.
True.
That after game chat is much longer than what you get on TV. So I think everyone's got to give game show contestants a lot more. I mean, people thought I was an arrogant asshole when I was on the show. Am I allowed to say that?
No. We'll let it go.
Arrogant ass.
But
you were.
But I was just having fun. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that it's very easy for us to like project a lot of stuff. The other thing to remember too is like this is very different. The experience of taping because of COVID, the studio is very empty. It's just like other players and a couple of producers in the audience. So I think you're less self-conscious, right, about how you are presenting yourself when you're up there.
Buzzy, I wanted to ask from a contestant's perspective, and one who especially gets on a roll like you and wins multiple nights, because you don't know what the categories are going to be. How do you bone up? How do you prepare for that? Do you dive into? Do you research the things that you're weakest at, or do you take the history of categories and what likely might be on there? Like, I don't know, Shakespeare is my Achilles heel. It's terrible. So if I were to head into the show, would it be a good idea to bone up on my Shakespeare?
Yes, it would. Shakespeare, rivers, capitals, classical music. But the thing to remember is I actually wrote